Let's spell reversal.
No idea.
Reversal?
How do you spell reversal?
R-E-V-R-S-A-L.
Alright, flip on.
That R-E-V-R-S-A-L. You got it.
Oops, not Trek E series.
Japanese.
Welcome everybody to the show. Just now getting everything started here as we're fixing to go live. All right, joined here by Tom Payton, one of the racers. I'm gonna check on the racers as we're getting ready to go racing. All right, is everybody ready? Watch your lights. All right, today is a little special event midway through it. Tom, are you excited? We're going in reverse.
Yes, I am excited to see how this is going to go.
So we got two track marshals out on the field right now. Everybody going to probably not turn as many laps, but there's going to be something favorable for them at the end of the season, Tom, just for joining in to this race today. And it's also going to be Sunday. It's going to be in reverse, or Thursday, I'm sorry, also. So we're excited for both of those days. If you get here and you're in the series, please join. You'll get you a little something special at the banquet at the end of the season. So I had to kill the track there. The track button is out there for the track marshals to use, but they are racers. So they're more than likely not too enthused about shutting the track off, as they love to watch the cars stay stationary for the most part. I mean, would you?
Yeah, honestly I would.
I mean, it's very competitive out there, and I know for a fact I would certainly love to watch a person just stall out about 5 or 6 laps, especially if I'm in racing contention with them.
Yeah, especially if they're close to you on laps and everything. You would like to see them break down for a little bit, give you some room to move.
So Tom, I got to ask you, man. We just installed that new. Actually, you know what? Let's put them on the actual full screen road cam so they can see a little bit better here. What do you think about the new VR setup here at Lanes Raceway?
It's good. I like it. It's fun to mess around with, drive on. You can really start something with it.
Well, I know it's been pretty big today for sure. Several people have already jumped on the bandwagon and started messing around a little bit. I'm just curious if my little paint tool is going to work on this one. I don't think I even have it set on there. I wonder if I can do that on the fly.
Hopefully.
We'll be able to. All right, I was told we need to make this red, so that's what we'll do. Okay, for some reason or other, it's saying right click for instructions, but there we go.
There it is.
All right. So after a first heat there, let's go take a look at the track mate here. We can see that Guillermo there is in the lead with 25 average laps there on orange. Tom, on orange, is that a high amount of laps?
It can be. It's probably it's your midway. Orange and blue are your midways that are easy to get a good amount of laps on.
So Randy and Guillermo, they're pretty tight together with 25 there. I guess you would say yellow and green would be Upper middle, lower middle?
Yeah, upper middle, lower middle.
Well, it looks like they're doing pretty good so far, not wrecking a whole lot. Let's take a look at the weather today here in Livermore. Look at that, man.
Well,
Is that
right
your
out there.
bike right there by the door?
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Now, I've always wondered this, Tom. I always wanted to ask you, why exactly you have your bike upside down there like that?
Well, laying it on the ground, it gets your bars wet. It gets all that wet. When you flip it upside down, it's just your bars and seat that really get wet, and your main components like your tires, your rims won't rust if water gets on them. It falls down off, and it stays off of it pretty easily.
Huh. I would have thought that. What we used to always do is take the handlebar and we would just lean it up against a wall or something.
Yeah.
But you're
And-
right, the seat would get filthy.
But it's also another symbol for people that ride a lot. It's also another symbol of like when it's flipped upside down. It's like more of a symbol of like don't touch it. It's been sitting like that. It's setting out for a while right now.
Well, let's go back and take a look at these guys working hard out here. We see Guillermo. I don't know if Guillermo was too happy to notice that we were doing this special event today, which most people wasn't. They didn't like that we were going in reverse, especially on the oval, as it's such a big change. But Tom, it's definitely more exciting, I think.
It is. It's to me, it's how these tracks should be ran. To be backwards, change it up on a little bit. Guillermo does that. Guillermo and Randy have an advantage running in because they used to run in the basement, running that track backwards on orange. Now green track, that's going to be something to see.
Yeah, it's going to be something for everybody that's not done it yet. I've already found out that right along the crook of the track there, for some reason they're not working. Anyways, right along the crook of the track there, I've noticed that you got a blip now.
Yeah, that's going to be a heavy thing, just having a blip right there. If not, they're going to sell it in that wall, and it's going to be they're going to pull a J. That's what they're
Yeah,
gonna do.
full-blown J. Full-blown J, for those that don't know, is when all 8 cars wreck simultaneously. We call that a full-blown J. So we go back green racing here. We see Guillermo right off the bat, first turn the lap there on white. Paul Woosley there helping out track marshal, and Gerald Suttle. As for the season so far with Gerald Suttle and his Tony the Tiger, whoa, what a flip we just seen there. So we're going to go ahead and hit the pause button there. Paul was struggling there.
He was.
That was Randy Curley's car
That
coming
was.
full-blown speed there. Did you see that thing? He flipped, almost landed right in Paul's hands.
Braden must come out or something. Sound like a hard hit.
Yeah, Randy's got to do a little bit of work on his car there. Very detrimental. But for Gerald and his Tony the Tiger truck, was you impressed with how fast that thing went a couple weeks back when he first unveiled the Tony the Tiger truck?
I was. It was something to see. I wasn't really expecting it when I started watching him race. It had quite a good amount of speed to it.
Yeah, I was very impressed with it. Now, of course, I always like his little broken glass designs myself. I think they're really pretty cool.
He's got a couple of them. He's got Tony the Tiger. He's got the Toxic Waste one. He's also got the Honeybee too.
The old Honeybee.
Audits are just policy, John. Automatically on the phone.
I think too, at the time changing, it's a perfect time to change the way these tracks rotate.
Looks like Brennan's down there on the bottom. No, that's Glenn. That was Glenn down there.
Yeah, old Glenn, he's currently on orange right now, but he popped out there coming out of the.
A hard hitting wall.
Like a lot of people need to possibly check their brakes.
Yeah.
A lot of them just dead on in that wall there,
I
like they're
know.
just not wanting to lift, huh?
Well, when I was watching Guillermo, he was running it pretty deep up in that corner, and then he was slamming those brakes hard. It's gonna be your best bet to get in there quick.
The angle that we got here on the left side of the track, though, isn't it something just to see those cars coming head
Yeah.
on?
Looks like we got Brennan coming in there. No, that's Glenn and who's that on purple? Brennan? Yep. Coming in that wall a little bit harder than they probably wanted to.
Yeah. Brennan just freshly getting used to the new blueprinted chassis he got here at Lanes Raceway, so it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, especially since we threw this monkey wrench of going around backwards here
Yeah.
at Lanes Raceway. It's definitely have to up push his skill level a little bit more than he's used to.
It will definitely change how he's going to race with that, as I blueprinted my own, and I saw a tremendous difference with the weight amount and everything that changed on it, but it runs a lot smoother now when it's blueprinted.
Yeah, I found out too, as you know, also because you blueprinted yours very similar to the way we do them here at Lanes Raceway. Putting the sorter,
Oof. Hard hit like
that was an unreal hit. Beautiful to see, but I know not too pleased with Glenn. What a hit!
It was. Looks like Glenn's taking a little more cautiously through there. Not coming in there as hard as he was.
Yeah, it's definitely a change that a lot of people are going to have to get used to, especially with a little bit of trigger control.
Yeah. Well, just then, it looked like Glenn popped out on the back, coming around that back bump. Slid down the track, slammed that wall.
And it is possible that the blip station could be changing.
Yeah.
Woo! Them two cars there were close to danger, wasn't they?
Uh-huh. About came in there together. That wouldn't have been pretty.
We're heading over here to the track mate. We still see Guillermo out there doing pretty good for this to be thrown at him so early on.
Mm-hmm.
Brennan Danto still in the game here, 22.5, 22.5. Him and Nathaniel rounding up our top three right now.
I wonder what happened to Randy down there on blue. He's only got 3 laps on it.
Well, remember he had that big hard hit
Yeah,
that
hard
landed
hit.
in Paul's hands, and he's working on a guide flag. I thought I heard him come in here a while ago asking for a guide flag.
may
So,
have
danger ensues. You can't always have the best race for sure.
Nope. I know that from experience and everything too.
Tom, also a fan of pinball you are. What did you think about old Big Daddy 3, Glenn Burton, taking over Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles this past week, knocking Nikki off the top
That was
list?
something. I know you had to be there for a while because you feel like you're doing so well in such a long time and you're only a couple million in. To
Yeah.
get that 30 million, that's something.
Yeah, old Robert Bishop, man, he said he got tired of watching him. He was there so long. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is not a real high-scoring game, is it?
It's really not. It's not like Rush, Mando, or anything like that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is its own game.
Yeah, and OK here, she's went down and played in a tournament over the past weekend. Says she had a blast there in Louisville, Kentucky.
She's good. She's good. As we can see her up there in the top left corner playing too.
Yep. She definitely gets her practice in here. A lot of people just leave you alone here at Lanes Raceway, let you just have your own time. And if you really want to even take it one step further, we got headphones, that you can hook up and really just focus in on playing pinball. But we love the sport of pinball, don't we, Tom?
Oh yeah, we do. It's fun.
Fellow Team 5% member in here right now putting his car, I believe, up. Or are you still out, Brennan? Brennan, how's the race going with you so far?
Pretty good, rather than Glenn was having some troubles and it runs me off.
Well, Glenn and Randy both had some pretty radical wrecks there that we have noticed.
They say it starts second.
Well, they say a lot, Brennan.
They do.
Racers will say a lot. The last thing they will say is, it's my fault.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I've noticed since we've had Lanes Raceway open is it's never the racer's fault. Have you noticed that, Tom?
Yeah, I've noticed that too, and I can admit I've done it myself. But
We all have.
we all have. It's something we don't want to admit, but it really is something that goes on.
Well, 20 seconds left to go. We see Gerald out there. Everybody's looking at the track, possibly thinking something's up with it. But here we are in the booth, enjoying life. Tom, what are you drinking today?
I'm drinking a Mango Wave soda.
Mango Wave. It is an acquired taste for sure, isn't it, Tom?
It is. You really gotta like seltzers or just like some type of carbonated water to really like it.
Yeah. I do appreciate it myself. I think I'm going to have to get me a drink here in just a moment. Probably wait till the heat's over with, but I'm going to get me something. I don't know what I'm going to get today.
It's like Brendan out there. He turned our first lap around here.
Guillermo, what a track marshal.
I know.
I mean, this man is running to get these cars back on. That's what you love to see.
Yes,
When
it
the track
is.
marshal takes that much initiative to get his fellow racers back on, this man has got integrity.
He does. That is something he has. Oh, looks like we got hung up with each other right there.
Yeah, we got 3 hung up there. I went ahead and hit the kill button there, as it looked like Gerald was getting a little overwhelmed there. Gerald's in front of the button too, so we want to, if he's going to try to get cars on, we got to help him out, you know?
Yeah, it can get overwhelming, especially back when we were running the NASCAR series. Knowing that the car came off, you had about half a second to get them up before they were on you again. And with this, it's kind of the same thing. They come in there hot, a lot quicker than you think they will.
Yeah, well, Glenn Burton coming off there on the front stretch there, right before the start-finish line.
I guess he came out through there a little too quick and probably slid it out.
Sometimes that's all it takes. Man, these guys are drifting, ain't they?
Yeah.
Harold Tuttle quickly getting those cars back in order. The horseshoe becoming an issue, it seems, with the old reverse here. The horseshoe is the danger zone.
It's going to be something because you get used to coming through it the normal way, kind of coming through a little bit quicker. Now it's reverse. It's going to throw you a little bit harder than you think it will. So you got to come through that little turn, you're going to come through hot, and then that's what's going to happen. You're going to throw it back out.
Well, you know these racers are having a good time going by.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's something different, and they're probably all out there sweating.
Oh, yeah. Circle track's definitely going to be something to see with this, too.
Yeah, I'm afeared to see the circle track myself.
Well, instead of the cars flying off hitting the back wall now, not aiming for the TV, I feel like we're going to be aiming for the orange track now.
Yep. Something I do think that will help these racers, though, going backwards, is it'll help them get them a better understanding of how the S-turn actually works rhythm-wise.
It will.
Glenn Burton saying sorry to Randy as he gave him just a little bit of a love nudge, but every one of these guys are sorry when they're wrecking people now because they just don't know the track, to put it this way. So after that heat ends, we see Nathaniel Burton now currently out in the lead, 69 laps. Brennan Dance still holding second place, and Glenn Burton in third for our top three.
That's a good little group right there. Nathaniel, Glenn, and Brennan up there. It's going to be something to see. You can see Guillermo's, he's setting out, but he'll come back strong once he comes back in.
Yeah.
Yes, he's got our highest average right now, too.
Yeah, Guillermo's holding down a good average here. Randy usually holds down a real good average, but where he was out of full heat there, this is racing.
Yeah.
This is probably going to be one that Randy's going to drop, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, it probably will be.
For all those that don't know, you can drop 4 races in this season. Being this is a special event type thing, like I said, everybody's going to give them a little something special when we do the banquet at the end of the year, when we're passing out prizes and everything. Everybody that partook in today's race or in Thursday's race, where we're going backwards, they're going to get a pretty cool little prize. I got my wife wrote down their name, and I think they're really going to enjoy it.
I bet they will.
Minute and 40 seconds left to go. Well, here we are again. Got a few more bodies in this week. Got a few more wing cars in, getting ready for the new wing car race. I know you're excited for that coming up the 18th. I'm going to grab me a drink real quick. Tom, let the people know what you want to talk about, man. I'm down to talk about anything.
So am I.
You know what? I'm going full Italian tonight.
What are we going to see? What are you getting today, Donnie?
I'm getting the old dang Italian soda.
I love that.
Everybody, let's see if we can get that to focus. There we go. Italian cherry soda.
That's a good one.
It's one of my favorites, actually.
It's one of mine. It's one of my personal favorites in
If
there,
you
too.
if you like the what is that shaved Italian ice?
Yeah, like the Italian cherry ice and
It's
stuff.
Italian cherry
like.
ice. That's what it is, ain't it?
Yes. Well, Brendan bought one of your black cherry drinks up there, and I took a drink of that too, and it tastes like an icy, just like a cherry icy. It's
Dude,
good.
I'm telling you, I had one of them on stream just a couple streams ago, and man, they're so good. But I can tell I'm drinking too much sugar. My joints are starting to hurt. It's arthritis or something. But right here on my elbow, man, it's been hurting since I've been just partaking in so many drinks. But it's gluten free. I don't know if that means much.
Probably not.
And it's caffeine free, so I'm not going to get too hyped up here. Everybody getting situated as they go back down. Randy Kirtley coming back around. You know he's not too pleased with this race. He loves being number one.
Yeah, he does.
Here comes Glenn Burton. He's got his car put here for check as he's going to help track marshal. Glenn on the button. Representing for the Kirtley clan, K7 racing shirt.
Yep. Yep. It's the only thing I don't like to see in there.
What, Kirtley racing?
5%'s on top. I mean,
5% on top. Glenn's got a small amount of time here. We'll see. We might have to help him here.
What's up, girl?
Oh, he got him. Got a little bit of a cluster rolling there, don't we, Tom?
Yeah, that could end out pretty badly coming in some of these turns like that.
Yeah, it looks like orange, blue, and green. That'd be Jay Latham, Paul Woosley, and Nathaniel Burton. Sure enough, the incident ensued. We're future tellers, Tom.
Looks like we got, I think Nathaniel down there came off coming out of that turn under the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Escher kid? The Wiz?
It looks a lot like him.
Yeah. He came in second in the championship this weekend. I bet that hurt.
Clay!
What you doing, boy?
Hey, me and Tom's over here hanging out. Why don't you come over here and talk to us a little bit, Clay? Yeah, talk to your fans. Everybody, come on in here, Clay. Come on in
Let's
here.
go, Clay.
Breaking the law now.
Well, you're allowed to break the law if the leader said so. Everybody, Clay's here. Clay Dane. This is your peach tea man right here, ladies and gentlemen. Just checking, do you got one in your back pocket right now?
I just got here. I ain't got one yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm working on it.
I didn't know if you brought one from home.
No, I don't have any at home.
Okay.
Savings are down here. Part of the experience.
It is.
Yep.
It's the atmosphere of the peach tea here at Lanes Raceway. Hillbilly peach tea at that.
Yep.
Just like us, bunch of hillbillies.
New sticker on my box.
Just send it. I
There
love
we
it.
go.
Well, Clay, it's what I'm drinking today. Italian cherry.
I could wave over here. You know.
Clay is shooting both of us some nasty looks right now. Not a fan of what me and Tom are drinking. I guess everybody's taste buds are different, ain't they, Tom?
Yeah, they really are.
Brendan Dan out in the lead, Team 5% representing
There we go.
as the heat ends.
It looks like Randy Curry was going to come back strong. Ran 26 laps on black.
That's good. So right down here at the bottom, we see Gerald Suttle, 1, 2, 3. He still has 7 heats to run. Brennan, he's probably, him and Nathaniel will be really close to being the first ones to come off. But Brennan out there with 90 laps so far. 21 on black, not too hot compared to Nathaniel and Randy already running. Nathaniel, Randy, and Brennan all pretty close there on purple though. It's interesting to see the comparisons between these laps, ain't it, Tom?
It really is. It's something different to see. Especially with, like, on black, how you said there's 21, 24, and 26. Usually your hot laps are about 24 to 26. So that 21's a little low on black. Not too bad.
And what I love that's very interesting too, I mean, you kind of can take Randy out of this since he had
Yeah.
such a horrible blue lane, but everybody is within, you know, they're in the 20s from 20 to 25
Yep.
average. So the averages are a lot tighter because they're not used to the way this thing's driving.
Yeah.
Heading over to the oval cam, we kind of see these racers do a little bit of their work. There's our simulator up there in the top left. Tom, did you get some fast times turned yesterday at Brazil with a Formula One car?
Yeah, I finally started to pick it up a little bit once I got used to it. As I told you, Don, I was a little scared to jam it around a little bit. But once I decided to do it, I got comfortable with it, started running it.
Well, one thing you'll know, Tom, and this is something I know, here at Lanes Raceway, you can jam anything around for the most part, except this old arcade game, Indy Heat.
Good old Indy
It just
Heat.
won't take it.
Which me and Brendan here are holding down the top 10 spots.
Top 10 spots. Yeah, I think Gabriel Kirtley and Donovan Kirtley might have to come back and put a whooping on you, if I'm not mistaken.
Y'all got to make it through the top 10 first, get to the top 3.
Huh.
That's still us.
I got 2 spots in. I got second, third.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, one thing is for sure, you can always count on trash talk to take place here at Lanes
course.
Raceway.
Of course.
40 seconds left to go. Some of the racers are already getting lined up. See Paul Woosley's beautiful little rooster car there on
Chicken.
blue lane. Pink and orange. You know, that's been a good body for him. He's had that all season and a little bit preseason too.
He hadn't made preseason. He didn't run any of the races because he wanted to keep that motor good. And then he ran one race for the season. That motor was about ready to go. Somehow. It is a good looking body though, that orange and pink. They flow together pretty well.
Yeah, and if you can see it real close, it's even got a little bit of metal flake in it.
Yep, yep.
Tom, I think this right here might give me a little bit too much of a sugar rush.
It is. That's all.
Oh,
That was a hard hit.
we shouldn't have talked about Paul. It's something I've learned the past couple of races. I can't talk about the racers. They tend to destroy their stuff.
Well, at the same time, you like it because they come in and buy parts from you.
It is. Now, I'm not trying to curse these guys whatsoever, but at the same instance, I wish I could evaluate what is going on here. Maybe it's just a sixth sense. Maybe I just can feel that something bad's going to happen to the individual. That's why we start talking about their car.
Well, it looks like Paul Woosley's out for this heat for a minute. I see him walking back over to his box. He just came in here and got something. I don't know what it was.
I think he got a guide flag.
Guide
He's
flag?
the third person tonight, I believe, to get a guide flag. Glenn Burton really good on the
Yeah.
He's making an easy change for me and for you to not have to worry so much about it.
Yeah.
You can do, here, you do it one more time.
Hey, how's it going?
I need the swampy wire.
Yeah, in the front. Or you can swap the motor leads.
Yeah.
So just unsolder the one lead here on the back of the motor, swap it over here and that one over here. And that'll let you go backwards.
It's gonna be demolition derby.
It's gonna be nice. Hey, I will tell you this though, Clay. Everybody that partakes in this race weekend and runs both of the races gets a special gift. That's for today and Thursday only, because those are the only two times we're going to be running backwards. Well, what about Thursday? If you make the orange race on Thursday and you make this race today on the circle, then you'll get a special gift at the banquet.
I'll be here for the banquet.
You have to be here for the banquet to receive your prizes, man.
Might be here late.
It'll be all right, as long as we're open.
Yep.
So I just need to solder that.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
swap them.
Just swap them.
Explaining to Clay what he has to do to his car to make it go backwards on the track. We're just reversing polarity of the motor. You can do this easily by swapping out the braids, but some of the guys have their guide flags actually sorted in like Clay, so they end up having to move the motor leads instead.
Looks like Daryl Settle's gear was going out or something. I could hear it in here. That was a hard.
Now, Randy Kirtley had a real big wipe out there in the high banks. It's showing to be detrimental to certain key cars here that I've noticed. Cars that usually run really, really fast on the orange and the circle track. Some of these guys purpose built their cars for each individual track, and I think that they built them to go the other way.
Yeah, well, that's how we run it a lot here. So they're built like that, but running them backwards, it's really going to test whose car is going to be built for both ways.
I got wages on though. Been in all day. You good? You ready?
Play from home.
Hey, maybe she can bring you in.
What a hit.
Another hard hit.
Yeah, I got 3.
Okay.
Nathaniel Burton taking a look at his car there.
First time I find out you're not good yet.
Then Burton massaging the car.
I'm going home. My pajamas.
I've checked my guide file a lot coming into turns and getting walled, car coming off by itself from fish down too much. Oh,
Always bad.
looks like
Looks like we
Nathaniel
got
may have a
another-
broke wire.
Another car busted there. What a brutal race so far. Ooh, another hard hit.
Who's everybody?
I don't know what it is. These people have their braid too tight or something. I don't know. But
What's the name of this?
they're just coming wide open.
They are.
Going down like that. I'll try you.
So what are we down to right now? 4 racers on the track?
Yep.
So we got 2 racers off right now with damaged vehicles. Randy Curley might not be in too bad a shape if
No.
this continues as a trend.
If this continues, he will be coming back up there pretty well. As we see, he just ran another 26 laps on yellow here.
So he's going real hard. Now everything graded on the curve here of 85% handicap. It could not hurt that bad,
No.
really, if they're just trying to run the bare minimum amount of races. But Brendan Dance still holding down that lead. 3 heats left to go before he comes off. 114 there.
I've definitely seen an improvement in his skills that he's raced. The amount of races he's run, I've run with him. I've definitely seen that he's picking it up better. As if you see him wall someone, he learned that from me. Had to teach him that. It's the most important part about Team 5%. You gotta know how to wall someone.
Just walling everybody to death. Now, let me ask you this, Tom. Do you think that's ever going to come back and bite y'all?
Oh, it will. I know it will. As the only two people where I won't wall is your dad, Randy, and Guillermo.
Oh, because you know the skill level's there for them to hurt y'all's feelings pretty good.
Oh, I know I'll be next to the dragster by the end of the night.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tom. Randy is definitely not one to trifle with when it comes to the skill of a slot car track.
Yeah.
Neither is Guillermo,
Yeah.
for that matter.
But that's also the thing, Guillermo. Guillermo knows the exact same thing. He will wall you too if you come upon him. But you just gotta give it back to him. He'll pull off then. I've done that before. He came upon me quick, put me in the wall. I shared it right back to him. He never came back up on me again.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I remember back in the day, old Guillermo, when we was racing in the basement. It's the only time I ever raced with him. I've ever raced with him over in Darmstadt.
Yeah.
But Guillermo, he is one that loves the roughhouse too.
Yeah. I've heard stories from Gabriel about Guillermo walling the crap out of him. Just giving him the absolute wall.
Well, I mean, it's just a part of racing. If there wasn't individuals willing to go as hard as you, Tom, it wouldn't be as interesting.
No.
Like, that's just another obstacle you have to dodge.
Yeah. Oh.
48 seconds left to go. We'll be back green racing. Let's take a look in on the racers. See Clay Dane up there in the upper right in snow camouflage.
Yeah, he's getting something ready over there for a circle track. That's another thing. I've learned that Clay's pretty passive when it comes to racing. He's not going to try to wall you. Now, he tries to wall me, but it usually bites him back.
Clay's a good dude.
He is. He really is.
And you know something I like about Clay too? This is a big thing I like about Clay. People come in here and they try to buy other stuff from other people. Clay's like, no, I only buy from Donnie.
Yes, that is something he does.
We love Clay for that.
Yeah.
Teesh, we got 1 second left to go. We better get back here. we got to get back on the track here.
Yeah, we see Brendan running.
Brendan full-fledged run. Jay Latham quickly grabbing his controller. Jay Latham and me. Brendan now got his controller hooked up. He's going live. Jay Latham, fellow Warzone player. Usually every Sunday night we get on there and go to the Warzone and do quite miserably. But we enjoy the experience nonetheless. We're old men, so we just enjoy being somewhere other than Kentucky, I guess. And in that game, you go like somewhere in a far off distant land.
That's the reason why I love VR. I mean, it's, oh my god.
Woo! What a hit, what a hit.
Who was that? Another one.
Another guide flag. We're selling guide flags tonight.
Oh yeah. They'll be gone by the end of the night.
Several people. So it looks like it's just staring down the line. Every single person so far that is racing has had to buy a guide flag so far. So it's shaping up that all of these racers are starting to understand that more and more people are coming out on that lane. Randy Kirtley again hitting full speed there. Paul Woosley hitting. I might have to pause the track here.
Looks like Guillermo had a good roll around that turn right there. He just kind of slid under Glenn. another thing I've learned. Is a lot of these cars are really free in the back. They will roll for a mile.
Yeah, and I think coming down off the hill there, after you go through the high banks there, is the reason why these people are not used to the brake zone there,
Yeah.
and they're letting off too late, thinking their car's going to slow down good there. But from what we've been running the other way, there's not a whole lot of glue.
No.
Let's see if I can draw it out here. There's not a whole lot of glue in this area because when we raced before, the cars come out and they swish wash down
Yeah.
through here, and they're cutting up all the glue. So when they're coming down here full speed down this way, you know, instead of braking like right here, they're trying to brake right here, and there's no glue in this section.
The only person I've seen able to go that deep in and stop during practice was Guillermo. Guillermo managed to run it in there. I think he's on red or white. He ran it right up in there and stopped it just perfectly.
Well, Guillermo does build quite a good car.
He
for
does.
Sure. He is definitely upper class when it comes to building slot cars. I put him on the same category as my brother and Randy Kirtley for sure when it comes to building cars. We got a few other guys from Tennessee that can flat build cars too.
Yeah.
You know, Milton and Wally and the whole gang that comes from there. Randy Kirtley full speed yet again as he comes right here through purple, directly hitting the wall here. Very, very, very hard.
Very hard.
Or that wasn't Randy Kirtley. That was Gerald Suttle's car right here.
That's all I can do.
When I built that new Mazzetti that you may have seen in a couple races, that I showed it to Guillermo and he gave me a pretty good look at it and said it's built pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, Tom, that's another thing, man. You built some good cars also. Very smooth riding 4-inch cars
Yeah.
for sure. And your wing car is almost silent. It's quite weird to hear it go around the track.
The only thing you can hear is one of my wings in the back is that taped down, I'd say quite correctly, and all you can hear is that thing kind of flapping. Can't really hear the gear or anything going, it's just that wing back there kind of flapping.
So Guillermo here, somewhat of an outlier here, 26 laps average above everybody else here. But it looks like possibly blue lane here might be the detrimental lane that people are suffering from, as we see Gerald Suttle with 5 laps, Randy Kirtley with 3 laps,
All with 9.
Paul with 9 laps. So it looks like the issue is happening there on blue lane, whatever it may be. Whether there's no glue, somebody's got oil on the track, whatever it could be, that's causing people just to straight send it to the wall.
Like I said earlier, like orange and blue are the 2 hot lanes, I'd have to say, on the orange track over there, as they're kind of middle. And that's usually where you can run a lot of laps really quickly. So everyone's used to that run the other way, not quite used to having to slow it down a little bit going into that turn.
Just curious here as we take a look here, this being blue lane right there, well, for some reason or other, I don't have that on here. So this being blue lane right here, got it with the blue line there. This is the lane they're having issues with. Now it could be like right up in here is where it's kicking them out. It's another blip station. This is our normal blip area right here, where Paul's putting his stuff back on. So, but it looks like it's good through that area.
It does.
But it looks like it's happening about right here in this divoted area tonight, where people are coming out and maybe full sending it into the wall up here.
I also think some of these cars are heavy, especially with like being blueprinted and stuff. I think when they're on full brake, if they are running into that turn, those back tires are sliding in there. And they may be coming in there just a little too quick with that full brake, and it's just going to slide through, and then they may get touched by someone too.
Yeah.
And it's going to send them straight to that
So
wall.
you don't think there's an issue possibly with blue lane? You think it's just simply that back ends are sliding out and they're in the middle of the lane?
Well, that's what I've learned is that, like, watching mine, watching some others, when you're on full brake, those back ends just slide back and forth trying to stop.
2 seconds left to go. I see 2 cars over here. I think we're good.
Yep.
Nathaniel Burton now quick on the draw as he's the button man. Brennan Dant over there, almost in danger zone. The guys are not allowed to step right here in this area because it blocks black lane. Black lane being about right there, so the line of sight gets blocked. So we make the guy stand about where Brennan is right now. If he moves any closer than that, he ends up blocking the sight lines of black.
Oh, down
Glenn
at the
Burton
bottom.
kind of hooked up a little bit, didn't he? Yeah, I see that now down there at the bottom. Brennan taking care of that. Did you see Glenn, though? I don't want to draw on Nathaniel currently. But Glenn, his car just got crazy hung up right here in this area.
I think it's just because red right there. I mean, even going the other way, I've had cars get hung there. It's a sharp turn.
Yeah.
And those guide flags, they aren't, I don't know, they don't really like it.
It's all about the motion.
Yeah.
So the fluidness of how fluid you are with the trigger, and also letting off is a big key. You know, going through that S turn, a lot of guys probably try to treat it, but you can kind of see how it branches out here in this corridor. So you can go wide open here, let off, let it coast through here, get wide open again just for a spell, let it coast again through here, and then start increasing in your trigger to come out of the corner here. But what a lot of people do is they're wide open, they let off just for a second, and then they get right back on it, and it dive bombs it right here through the center of the corner, and it gets their car hung up. It's just all about rhythm.
Yeah.
So you got to get the rhythm down to where, you know, you're as efficient as you possibly can be through it. And I think you can see a real good view of this with Paul Woosley's car here on black as he goes through. He's really smooth. You can see how smooth he's going through there.
Well, no, that's what your brother told me, Gabriel, is that he goes, once you're able to run that S turn like a straight road, you know you've got it down. You've got a good rhythm hitting through there.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the guys have their sensitivity too high up.
Yeah.
Almost like some of these guys come from the Halo video game days back in the day where if you had high sensitivity, you were somebody, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh man, I play on ultra extreme sensitivity. And I think some of that maybe carries over to stock car racing. I
Probably.
think if you got a higher sensitivity, you're somewhat more of a indigo child
Yeah.
or something. But nonetheless, that's not the case. That is set there to make you smoother and more aggressive when you need to be. But being aggressive is not always the key, as you can attest to.
Just on it.
Yeah, that's good.
And they're talking on the car.
That's good.
Well, that's another thing. A lot of these guys run like the newer DeFalcos, so they have those chipsets too. And a lot of them come stock with that 162, and it's a little violent going
Yeah.
through there. That's the reason why I switched over to that custom West Coast, and I've got it set to where it's soft on the bottom.
I mess with that a little bit. Now, of course, I run a 17 band
Yeah.
controller, so my stuff vamps up a lot quicker because I don't have as many bands. The one thing with DeFalco is, unless I'm running it super high up, it doesn't feel as good as my controller. Now, I did mess with that a little bit, as Randy got one also.
Yeah.
And he loves it for, you know, GRC and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And one thing I did notice is you can keep the back end a whole
Oh, yeah.
lot better, but you got to do a whole lot more trigger movement.
Well, see, that's what I like, because I've been running my 4-inch with it in wing cars, and getting through that donut, it's a lot easier. 'Cause you can pull it, because I can set my sensitivity now at like 5 or 6 and still make it feel like a 162 chip at like 1 or 2. And it feels a lot easier because it's a lot smoother up there. My back's not sliding out as much.
Almost like that 162 chip is meant for like our NASCAR series or like the 4-inch class,
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's a little violent. Especially because I run my sensitivity at the 162 down at 1.5, 2, and that's about the only way I can keep that thing pretty much down. But with that West Coast chip, it helps. It dials it down a little bit. It's not as violent. It's a lot smoother.
Well, something else I noticed too that I didn't notice this from back when we were in the basement racing around, having a good old time back in the day. Clay Dame just had me change his gear ratio out, something like yours. 1334 is what he's running. I think that's what you're running. Now he's running a Hawk 7 motor. So I put that thing on the track the other day, his 4-inch car, and ran it, and I was like, man, this thing is slow, you know. And Randy Kirtley quickly let me know. Of course, back in the day, he was the one that broke our stuff in. He's like, you got to break those motors in because those brushes just ain't as good, you know. So after I broke it in for about 5 or 10 minutes, that thing really started flying. You know.
That's good.
20 seconds, we'll be racing. Just a couple cool dudes right here. That's Tom Payton, Donnie D right here, your host for this evening. We got Doritos. We got Lay's. We got Laffy Taffies. We got all kinds of drinks here. Come get some here at Lane's Raceway. Come watch the races with us.
It's definitely something to see if you haven't watched it much. Come in, see what it's about. You may get caught in a couple wrecks. If I've been hit by cars flying off the track, it's never fun, but it hurts a little bit. And I've caught some like I'm playing baseball.
It does hurt.
Yeah.
I didn't see Brennan there, hiding behind Randy Kirtley. All I seen was, I think that's Nathaniel, isn't it? There by the crook of the donut of the track.
Yep.
I seen him and Randy, and neither one of them was moving, so I killed the track there for a second. So that was a little bit of my fault there. Now with the Ghost set up, Tom, at the very least we have 2 set outs all the time. But every once in a while this happens where we have 3. That was another slip of the finger there, Tom. I run so many races here.
Yeah.
And if it isn't a series race, we're always hitting the track call. The series race is legit the only race where we don't kill it all the time.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I like it better running like the series. It's where races go a bit quicker too.
They do.
Is that you don't shut it off. Now, I mean, I get if something completely shatters, like, yeah, you got to pause it for that. Especially if a couple cars come off and you only got 1 or 2 track marshals. It gets a little overwhelming there.
Well, that's the whole point of the Ghost, is so we always have 2. And if you come on a night where there's not a whole lot of racers during the series, you're going to get a lot more points too.
Yeah.
You know. So we got these guys seems to be having a little bit more issues now in the donut. It's not so much of an issue going around the horseshoe of the track here. It looks like everybody's finally got their braking down there on the horseshoe of the track.
Yep.
Are you using that old oil? Oh, it's one of them cars, ain't it?
Probably.
Whoa, we got a stalled car there on Black Lane.
It's Gerald.
Well, I mean, our racers are supposed. All right, Clay Dame even looking like he's going to come help. He's not even in this race.
Yeah.
What a friendly man.
A lot of the racers do come help even if they're not in. It's just something they get used to. Coming over and track marshalling even if they're not racing.
Well, I just asked my wife a while ago if she was using that old glue, but I forget. I sell so much of that Glidex too. That stuff is foul smelling, is it not?
It's funny that some of the I've got another bottle of it and it smells perfectly fine. There's no smell comes out of it. Even my old bottle, it smelled like honey.
It's weird. Some of them it's just hit or miss.
Yeah.
So Randy Kirtley now in the lead, as he's got 1 heat left to go here, as he'll be done with 152. Brennan Dant there in second place. He's got 2 heats left to go, though. Jay Latham there, he's got 1 heat left to go. He's got 130. Guillermo's got 3 heats left to go, and he's 129. But we're looking here. We see the average is pretty close, other than the guys that's suffered some loss here early on. Randy Kirtley getting his average back up. But I don't think he'll be able to bridge that gap between him and Guillermo unless Guillermo was to have some issues there on blue. But it looks like he made it through blue just fine.
Yeah, it's going to be the thing with Guillermo having 3 more lanes to run, especially those where he can But Brennan's going to have a chance too if he runs these next 2, top red and green pretty well too.
Yeah, I mean, he's in there. 22.5 is definitely not too far from 25.8. He's
No.
definitely going to need Guillermo to have
Yeah.
some mess ups. Because Guillermo's going down low
Yeah.
now.
Guillermo and Brandon are going to have the top two. But if Brendan runs a good red and green lane, he should be able to stay up there in the top three. But Guillermo being down there on the low, he's really going to show what that car is going to be able to do.
I came in here to see you all on the big screen.
Well, man, guys, I would love to do that, but our internet's just not that strong here at Lanes Raceway. We've done that once before, and it completely bogs the stream down. So yeah, you're watching a pinball tournament, Black Hand Pinball, New England Pinball League, currently on the shop camera or the shop TV. So Nathaniel, how's things going out there, man? A lot of big, wild, just straight up hits there on the horseshoe.
The track is surging at points.
It's
And
what?
Surging. So
Huh.
even if you're fully out of it and the brakes on, it still just takes off to the wall.
Begs the question if maybe one of those leads on the battery got a little loose. Or it could be controllers. I don't know.
I don't know, but yeah, it's happened to everybody. It's not just one or two. It's happened to everybody.
Yeah, I think I've heard 3 people come in here just during this race and we're asking for guide flags.
Like behind.
We've been holding those guide flags for quite some time, Tom, so it's good to get those babies sold.
Get
you
them
know?
out of here a little bit.
Thank you for that like. Appreciate that. Glenn Burton's monster truck there. You can see it right here in the S turn, right before the S turn. Done that here at Lanes Raceway. He's very happy with it. I'm very happy with it. Spent quite a lot of time on that. Good truck.
It is.
Those JK bodies really hold up. I've
They do.
noticed.
Oh,
Looks like Paul Woosley smacking that wall yet again. Hard hit. Paul Woosley currently on orange. Now he just come completely out of the
yeah,
track
he did.
there.
I think something's been on that car.
I would say so. The track call here. Everybody falling apart.
Glenn was down there on the bottom with his back, with the back part taking on the track.
Gotta get those cars on there, baby. We're going green.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are.
When they do run it nice and clean, though, it looks like everybody's running a whole lot cleaner with each other. If you look in the S turns here, they're going side by side and nobody's coming off.
Yeah.
Going the other way, though, this is never the case.
No, going the other way, you're throwing that back out, and you're pretty much doing what we do all the time. Is knock someone off.
Yep, every single time.
Even if you're really not trying to, that back still throws out a lot more than you think it will, and it will boot someone right off into the wall.
Jay Latham's truck there coming wide open on white as he banged the wall yet again. Oh, Glenn Burton's truck there coming off as he got a little bit sideways there. A little bit of an overwhelming action going on here as Gerald Suttle also came off. So we're able to get these guys paused. Randy Curley was busy messing with Jay Latham's truck. It's like, I don't know what's going on with that truck. Yelling white as Brennan, several cars just coming off right now. Got a few more guide flags in here. Glenn Burton making the joke. Got plenty of guide flags in here. I think we might have about 6 or so left. I don't know. We got more like 18.
18, yeah.
All right, more of these guys. Come on, please. Here at Lanes Raceway, we'd love to see these guide flags come off.
Track.
I will get to the track when I good and well get to it.
We do not care.
The button there, none of our track marshals using it. So it looks like I'm taking control of everything here currently. So like I said, you will have to wait on me. I lord over the keyboard clickings.
Well, it's just like the other weekend that you got up to go do something, and we were all racing clean, and then next thing you know, and all of us are screaming at you.
I know. It's like I instantly turn into the bad guy so quickly. Heading over to the track, mate, yet again. Computer struggling a little bit here. So my fan has decided it wants to go off. Guillermo in the lead, 153, took over Randy Kirtley that last heat. Both of them. No, Guillermo's got 2 heats left to run. Randy only 1. So it looks like Guillermo is definitely, unless he has some serious bad luck within 3 laps, probably going to take this one. Jay Latham there in 3rd place, 146. Paul Woosley there with 145. Those two are kind of battling it out a little bit. Paul Woosley has 1 more heat left to go, though, so he should pass Jay as Jay is done. Brennan Dan has 2 heats left to go. Like you said, Brennan, he's got 135. Turning 20 laps a heat there, he'd be right up there at the 150 mark, similar to Guillermo. So it'll be interesting to see how Brennan pulls out here towards the end, see if he's able to make that up. Now, granted, Brennan's going to be on the higher 2 lanes, but still going to be interesting to watch.
Well, as I saw earlier, Guillermo ran a solid 26-27 on the top red and whites. He was running pretty well with it.
Randy Kirtley over there, I think he's watching a bit of a race or something that's on
No, and
one of our mini screens here at Lanes Raceway. Looks like they're doing tournament play up here at this pinball tournament we're watching here on Twitch. Yeah, Jay, that cockable will burn the old throat, man. It's spicy. If you're man enough, try it.
I'll drink it.
Woo! Jay's going for it. Jay, he's here to win tonight if he's trying to cock and bull.
Jay, just use your teeth.
Woo!
Do what?
I said, just use your teeth. That's what I do on Glass Lotus.
That's great.
It's spicy, ain't it?
it is good.
47 seconds left to go. I'm going to take a small break here, Tom. I'll be right back.
That's good.
Who got the peach? It's another one too. What did you do with it? Italian cream soda.
Oh, boy. As we're about to go back green racing here, let's see what this goes. We can see Guillermo and Glenn Burden down there on black and purple running pretty well with each other. We've got Clay's getting people back in a timely fashion. That was a hard hit coming into that first turn. Guy flag's going.
I'm back. Anybody yell at you while I was gone, Tom?
No, not yet.
All right, good. If you are enjoying today's live stream of the truck series here at Lanes Raceway, please, by all means, like, subscribe, and share this with all your friends that would also be interested. As we're trying to get a much larger following of a good community that we can build together. If we can get this community rolling, could you imagine all of the comments, all of the stuff coming in. Maybe we can learn something that other slot car racers know too, and maybe just make slot cars cool again, right?
Yeah.
Which they never was not cool for me. I've always loved it, but it's kind of left the minds of many individuals since the late '60s for the most part.
Well, as my friend was here last night with me, when his parents came in, his dad used to run them back in the day too, when it was still like the 16Ds and all the Group 20s and stuff like that. So he was glad to see all this back up and running again.
All right, after another heat over, Guillermo still out in the lead here. He's got one heat left to go. 176 total laps with an average of 25.1. Paul Woosley in second, 167. He's done. Glenn Burden there rounding up your top three, 21.9 laps with one heat left to go. Between Brennan, Randy, and Glenn, it's very, very close between these three.
Brandon ran a little low laps on it up there on red, only 15. But again,
How did he do that last heat? I wasn't here for most of the heat. Did he have any wrecks, incidents take place? Or
I think
is
a
this
couple people came off in front of him coming into this first turn, and with that, I think it kicked him out too. So he had some problems with others.
Well, that's just learning how to run the racetrack, and I think he'll definitely get that solved and figured out for sure.
He's good. He just needs a little bit more time to get used to it. Especially racing with everyone out there now. Paul, Glenn, Jay, Randy, all of them.
Nerves becoming an issue. Huh?
That's probably a big thing. He won't admit it, but there's nerves that run. Because I can admit it, that it happens to me.
Well, a lot of racers say this. They say, if you get to the point where you ain't scared to race, then that's the time you need to quit. Because that fear is what drives you to do better.
Yep.
So I believe that to be the case for a lot when it comes to racing.
My nerves always jump when I get put next to Randy coming into the lane.
Don't we all?
I'm just sitting there, I'm like, please don't wall him, because then I know what's going to happen to me next time.
Brennan getting his car put back out there. Glenn rounding about.
Like your dad's interested. He's like, where's my son?
Might be an issue here, really. If I'm taking a look right here, I can see this cord here is kind of janked out, like somebody's kicked it or something. Because whenever I ran that cord, I ran it perfectly along this line and out like this. That could maybe has something to do with it. This being the power connection, stuff like that goes to the TV, HDMI, and stuff like that. That goes to the computer. Maybe it's the computer causing, software causing the issues. I don't know. But it's too late to fix it or remedy it. Yeah. Around 11:11. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. The final heat for the orange track. We'll be moving over to the very eventful oval track next. I think it's going to be a bloodbath. What do you think?
I feel like it's going to be too. Something's going to happen, and then there's going to be a full J pulled.
A full J. I'd like to see another full J.
Yep.
I've seen it one time. I'd like to see another one. I should have clipped that back in the day, but I didn't know how.
Yeah.
So I'm learning more as we start streaming more and more. I'm learning more and more stuff to do, but I definitely should have clipped that.
It was quite funny because I had walked out and I had just paid out. I was getting ready to head out, and I walked back in because I forgot something. The moment I walked back in and walk in here, all I hear is all 8 cars go flying off the track and back down the back bank on green track. That was funny. I walked out there just wondering what happened.
This white sticker brings back memories right here on the corner of the track by Paul Woosley. Brings back memories of you and Clay a couple weeks ago, where both of y'all were so close, a sticker was going to tell the difference between who won and lost. And it's like I told the fans here, I couldn't make a decision because it was just that close. I didn't want to let a sticker be the deciding factor because you guys both ran a really good race. So that was our first race tie here at Lanes Raceway.
That was tied for third right there too. But that sticker also brings back memories to the GTP race that came down to me, Guillermo, and Randy.
Yes.
Coming down at the matter of 4-8 feet.
Yes, that was such a great race.
That was.
That was probably our best race we've had here so far. And we didn't even have it on the stream.
I know.
That's what was so horrible about it. It's funny that like every one of these like super cool streaming races, once in a lifetime type things, we don't usually have streams. Or there's been 2 events.
Yeah.
That one and then whenever it's almost like when Guillermo's here. I raced there that one time with him, and we wadded up there in the high banks. Like we were wadded up all the way around here, and then his car come to a stop down here with mine, and his back end was out like this, and my front end was out like this, and that's how much he won by. So,
Well, then it was also the first time I started running NASCARs when I ran Daniel, and I passed him by just a roll of a car. That was it.
yeah, I remember that, man.
I've
He
still-
tried to get his name up on the board.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, time being such an issue, we've been bustling around here.
Yeah.
Pinball tables, adding pinball tables, adding VR, adding this, adding that, adding more, adding more inventory and all this. Just trying to push lanes a little bit more further. Even future projects coming to fruition. We haven't really had time this year to even climb up there and race it so we can do it all again, but I know people missed that, and we'll definitely get back to it. I might, 1 year anniversary, if I can make the time for it, actually go up there and do that. T, if you don't mind, can you get a picture of this, please? That was it. That was 11 of 11. So Guillermo out in the lead with 2:03. My wife coming in here to take a picture. Second place, 178. Randy Kirtley. Glenn Burden with 176. That's your top 3. Brennan Dant, what a race he had coming back into this. He's 4th place with 174. Of course, his car is set up for the circle track mostly. Going to be exciting to see how well he does on the circle track.
It will.
So right now, ladies and gentlemen, let you see my ugly mug here. So we move over to the Oval live stream. Gonna make sure all of the reactions and postings are available, so you guys can come in and chat anytime you like. For some reason or another, we don't have Twitch on that. Let's go ahead and put that on there. Uh-oh, what did I do? I guess I got to authenticate it this way through Twitch.
Probably.
Very interesting. All right, let's do that. Good to go. All right. So we gotta get that back up. So the Road PC, my wife took the picture of that for the points later on. And we are going to be moving into the Oval. Give the guys a few minutes. All right, the Oval track is fixing to come on for a total of 10 minutes. Make sure that your wires are still staying the same. We're going reverse on the Oval also. It's taking me a few moments here to set that up as I sell time to these guys for 10 minutes. Let them get some practice in, and then we'll check their cars again. The Oval is on. When you're done practicing, you can bring your car up here. My wife will re-tech them, and we'll get underway here in about 10 minutes.
I'm going to go take a break for a second, and I'll be back.
All right, Tom, go take you a break, man. I got this thing under control. I hope I got this thing under control.
Well, you know. He really does. I need you to do me a favor there.
What do you need, man?
I need you to put a sensitivity pod on my controller for me.
That'll probably be after the race, man.
Fine.
Okay.
That ain't the one to use for right now, press.
All right, cool.
Cause take a whiff of that baby.
She burned up on you?
Oh,
Woo! Yeah, she did. Woo! Smells like burning tar.
well, one time I smelt it.
Hey.
Guillermo and Jay both went by me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, what them just burnt their boat. So that's what it smells like. I'll just leave that here. How much is one
This
of
is a
those?
3 we got.
One of what?
The Cincinnati
Like what we
Pods.
got already.
I think they're like 16 bucks.
Yeah, you know.
Tom taking a quick break here. Let's take a quick break while these guys do a little bit of practicing. And then of course the wife will give me a new sheet of racers of who's going to join in on the circle track reverse race. But today's weather, what a beautiful day it's turning out to be. Everybody here lined up to race. A few people over there next door at La Cabana getting them some food. Great Mexican food, by the way. If you're in the local area, definitely check that out. Going to go to the full oval cam and be back with you here in about 10 minutes or so. Stay tuned as the race should be going live here in about 15 minutes.
You only have to have 2.
All right, here in about 15 seconds, the track should be shutting off. And we're going to move on into getting the names put in.
You got paper with those kids? You got coffee again?
Perfect day. I got coffee bill over here.
I didn't even hear it.
You got what? How'd it go?
Hey, Donnie,
Yeah.
the speaker needs to be turned up a little bit.
Okay.
I could hear it, but it wasn't super loud.
Okay.
Well, you gotta warn a person when you get ready to talk to them.
Don't mean to me. Don't just act like you almost kind of flipped it. You're supposed to act like we're not even on the circle track.
So you want me to act like I don't know you?
Yeah. But don't be mean to me. I'll just
My mama told me not to talk to strangers. So if I don't know you, I can't talk to you. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying too. Stop. No,
I see you something good. Now look at you. Where'd you go?
underneath your foot.
Daddy always took my gum. I need another piece.
Tom's doing a good job, baby.
I only been getting our readership up. That's the only way he's going to do it. No, I don't think it'll go very good with double big deal.
You just hold your gun on one side and what you doing? I don't think that's what you doing.
That's what you do. It's not what I do. I wake up, lose this flavor. Now, if it was zebra gum, I could already take it. You don't remember zebra gum.
Yes, I do.
Do you?
It's so good. I feel like it's really not bad.
You get like,
It
yeah.
tastes like chalk.
No.
You get a good
You
5
get,
chews.
you get like 3 seconds of just pure pleasure, and then it's. By the time you get done chewing zebra stripe gum, your gum was about to wet to death, so you just keep adding it.
See, I need a Kit Kat for this race. Okay. How about say gang? Here you go, son. You're gonna miss. Don't you?
Thank you, Thank you, sir.
All right, everybody, if you would, please look up there at the screen. Paul Woolsey White, Tom Payton. Oh, man, I got Tom in there. Hang on.
Oh, man, that's one.
He don't want to compete.
He's scared. You got
Man.
feathers.
Hey, I'm sitting right here.
I know where you're standing.
I can't. I had Tom on
I
mine.
know.
Too many people
Just know
talking to me when I was
think
trying
you
to
behind your back,
fill it
you're
out.
making your face. I don't like talking to people like
So, who am I missing here? Clay? Is he in here?
Big Smith, sandwich.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think it's Clay.
Oh, who did that one time? Let's see.
Right to the. The old bull cut pretty spicy.
Clay. Jay. Gerald.
He was paying my bill today.
Randy.
I thought
Brennan.
they were paying mine. I thought you said Bobo.
Guillermo.
Remember that?
Nathaniel.
He's like trying to give a homeless guy $1. Or no, he wouldn't give him a sandwich. He's like, I said $1, bitch.
Glenn.
Remember that?
What do you
That needs.
Where's Glenn?
No, those lights.
There he
I was
is.
fixing the guy's trailer. Then I got popcorn.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah, and you just kept on walking.
Are you kidding
There she
me?
goes.
You?
Evidently.
we need to have people do some hurting.
I'll erase all of them. Alright, good. They're all erasers. So let's see.
You part goat?
Alright, I think I have everybody now.
Some just Mexican restaurant closed.
8 or 9.
Definitely have time to go there. I'm hungry.
But you know that's what goes through, right?
I don't
They don't actually do the main thing, it's right.
I'll hold on till I eat. I'm good. I'm allergic to that.
Who am I missing? Clay, Jay, Gerald,
Now, you're allergic to bananas or you're allergic
Randy.
in front of people?
Randy,
Oh, okay.
Guillermo, Nathaniel.
Some people, I know some people that will not eat, they like bananas, but they will not eat them in front of people.
I don't care about that.
All right, if you would, please look up there. Clay Dane, white. Gerald Suttle, green. Brendan Dant, blue. Jay Latham, yellow. Randy Kirkley, purple. Nathaniel Burton, black. All right, I got to go out there and turn that up a little bit so I can hear it.
Or LED girl or black or African American, not black.
Yeah. You think I can make it?
And this one right back here. Randy's on the first. What's Clay?
White.
What's Possum on?
Paul is setting out first.
I turned it up loud.
Oh boy.
Okay, what about Jerry?
He's on green.
Jerry's on green?
Yep.
Hopefully we don't blow some eardrums out,
Very good.
but we might. Make sure all of our stuff's on here.
Natty Ice? Black?
Black.
Connected. Alright, are we connected? Yeah, it looks like YouTube and Facebook's connected. For some reason or another, this does not want to connect to Twitch. I think we had this issue the other night, actually.
Sure.
Oh, well, it is what it is.
Oh, let's rock and roll.
Right, so how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 in. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them up to the line. You taking them out there, T? So my wife's taking the cars out to the start-finish line. You'll see her here shortly rounding the bend with all the cars. The racers are not allowed to touch the cars after they bring them up for tech, so they can't do a quick swap. What do you know about quick swaps, Tom?
A little bit. A little bit.
Is that cheating or not cheating?
Well, the way I like to put it is if you're not caught, it's not cheating.
I see that. I see that. I hope I got everybody in here. I think I'll only put 2 ghosts in this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. 2 ghosts, and there they are. So I know I got everybody in there. Good. I get nervous sometimes. I hope she's putting those cars the correct direction.
I am too.
Let's go to a big oval and see. Yep, they're going the right
They're going the right
direction.
direction.
It was a close call.
That's been bad. Start off, they all flip around.
Yeah, I don't know if they're altogether pleased with me for doing this middle of the way, but it's very exciting nonetheless.
Well, I went out there and talked to a couple of them. Some seem to like it, some seem to hate it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're always going to have that.
Yeah.
I mean, if we was running the regular way, some are going to like it, some are going to hate it. You know, there's always excuses with racers, and there's always some people that are happy and some people that, you know, just don't care. They're just here to have a good time.
Yeah. I talked to Gerald a little bit, and he didn't seem to like it.
He didn't like it?
He didn't like it.
Well, lucky for Gerald, next race will be, well, not next race because that'll be Thursday.
Yeah.
But next Sunday race will be going back to normal. So Gerald will be counted as one of those that has raced both of these races. And they're going to get a little something special.
Gerald goes, he goes, I can't race the normal way. What are they trying to do to me?
Oh, Everybody ready? Yeah, I mean, if you can get to it, shut it off. The only time I ever shut it off, Glenn's when I see y'all getting overwhelmed. Glenn asking the question whether or not they're going to shut it off or not. The buttons are... T, make sure that the buttons on the track for the drivers is shut off, please. The light switch. Quickly. Something I forgot to do, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
I try to get all the stuff done,
Yeah.
but it's just so much.
You forget about some of them.
Yeah, dude. You really do.
I talked to Jay a little bit too about running backwards. Another one didn't really like it either.
What'd you think about that reverb when I just blew those guys' eardrums out with this microphone?
That was funny.
It's like I never can get it perfectly right.
Yeah.
I think my wife's able to see the switch. I get a feeling I'm going to have to go out there, Tom, and this was a waste of time.
Probably. I talked to Brandon a little bit about running backwards. He likes it better, running backwards. He said it's easier.
All right. Y'all ready? Watch your lights.
Here we go.
I can barely hear it.
Yeah.
Splitting that audio signal is brutal.
Yeah.
Greg Kimball says, wish I was there. Greg, I wish he was here too, man. Like I said, Thursday, we're also going to have it running backwards, but this is just be the only race weekend. Middle of the way, time changing, we're changing the lanes. So we're going around backwards for one race event. Now, of course, a lot of people are going to be able to drop off 4 races. Most likely this will be a race everybody drops off. But like I said, they're going to get something special when we have the banquet at the end of the year, just for participating. So it's kind of a drop moment. I think it's actually, you know, when we laid out all the rules and stuff for the race, you know, the middle race, it even said on Lane's Raceway or maybe Facebook that the middle race we were going to do this. But I still think people didn't think we were about midway through this season.
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of caught them off guard. But nonetheless, they're doing good.
They are.
And really, if you think about it, man, this circle track is running good this other
Yeah.
way. It looks like a lot of people are doing quite well. Still got the dead man corner action going on there, you know, up in this area. What's going on here? There we go. Up in this area right here. But it's just reversed from the way it usually is. But people are getting around the high banks here a whole lot better. So Clay Dane broke out. That means he had himself a rider there on white.
Yeah, you get a couple of those every once in a while.
White lane's brutal for
It is.
riders, man.
White and red. And honestly, black and purple down there too. People coming off the top and rolling down, getting caught in it. That's another thing that happens a lot.
So Brennan came off there on blue. He was very impressed with how his car was running the other day, and we can see Brennan running quite quick here. He's running 34 laps with Jay Latham and Randy Kirtley. Both of these guys know how to build a circle track car.
They do.
And you know, as young as Brennan is, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with if he sticks with it. You know, maybe even on the OVR too. If we can just get him to learn the track. Team 5%. I'm actually part of Team 5% for the Formula One VR series. When it comes to regular stock car racing, though, I'm always Team Kirtley. I can't help it. It's in the blood, man. Greg Kimball says, my stagger would be messed up. It would. And that was the whole point of this, Greg. We made this decision because we knew everybody was setting their car up for the circuit track. And it's a little bit of a meme race, really.
Yeah.
You know, the time changing. Well, we're changing here at Lane's Raceway, if you kind of catch the drift. planned from the beginning that this was going to be this way, and it did. It caught people off guard, and you know, everybody's car set up a certain way. We're starting to notice that they had to do a little bit of work before the race started.
They did.
Randy Kirtley, Jay Latham, and Brennan Dant, your top three. Jay Latham, Randy Kirtley with 58 laps. Brennan Dant more centralized there with 56, but he's right in there with them. Tee times here could show the same there. Everybody else, you know, right up there pretty close to. Nathaniel 52, Gerald Suttle 51. Clay Dame down there with 48, having a little bit of an issue there on white. The Ghost even got himself a lap. That's abnormal.
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess maybe it was the Ghost that was riding, or somebody rode the Ghost. I don't know.
Something happened.
Something ethereal, I suppose you could say. Heading over to the Oval Cam, we're watching these guys have a good old time, cutting up, laughing, being mad at me for turning the track around backwards. Just a normal day at Lanes Raceway.
Of course.
Clay, how's it going, man? Slow. Oh, Clay's trying to take it easy, he said. Okay, well, that's a little more information we got. So, Tom, out of both of the tracks, when you're competing, which one do you like the best?
It's always going to be road course over there. It's just more entertaining. It's more fun, and honestly, it takes more skill to run. Once you learn that donut and everything with everyone else, you can kind of run in there with people now and kind of stay with them. It's more fun like that.
So, I guess you could say, then, the more skill could equate also to more satisfaction for getting a win.
Yeah.
I could see that too. Now the oval, you know, it is definitely more on edge.
Yeah.
But who wants to feel so much anxiety while they're racing?
Yeah.
I think we got a good mix here at Lanes Raceway. We got the anxiety of the oval track. Am I going to make it through red and white? Am I going to make it through black and purple?
Yeah.
And then you got the orange track is, do I have my car set up right? Do I got the right gear ratio? Is my tires hooking up enough that I can make it around the donut, essentially? Would that be about what you're thinking also when it comes to orange track?
Yeah.
For most people, especially people like Tom and others that set their cars up correctly, you don't really have to worry about the bullet.
Nah.
But the thing is, you've got to work on it to get it set up that way. It doesn't come natural, does it, Tom?
And a lot of people don't want to spend their time to set it up like that. They just want to get out here and race, have fun. But at the same time, to have fun, you got to be able to put your time in, especially on the orange track.
And a lot of people, they come in here right before the race and they're ready to go, but their car's not ready to go. And then they start wrecking a lot on the red and white when we're going the correct way. They start wrecking on that lane and they're wondering what's up with the track. When in actual reality, the track's not changed so much. It's literally their cars are not set up correctly.
That was a hard hit by Brennan.
Yeah, that was a hard hit. I guess going in the opposite direction here, maybe now we're going to experience some issues here on the backstretch, similar to how we experienced back issues here coming out of Dead Man's Corner. I don't know for sure. It's all new to me too. This is the first time we've ever ran this direction, ran around the right way. Well, I don't know. That's kind of a oxymoron because the right way to run an oval's left, and I just said run around the right way.
Yeah.
We're going right direction, you know, in right, but we're actually going the wrong way.
Going counterclockwise.
Yeah, there you go. That's better terminology there.
Ghost won there, picked up another lap on green.
Yeah, Ghost won, man. He's putting in work.
I don't know what he's doing. He's doing something.
Yeah. He's catching Paul.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. That one hits home for Tom. They're related. So Tom's always throwing shade Paul's way and vice versa.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that, Tom?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. Old Paul come in here and he got him a Mazzetti chassis a couple weeks ago. And, well, actually it was a full ready-to-run car. He got him that. And as soon as he did, Tom's like, He come in here and he got him a chassis to build. Neither one of these guys allow any room whatsoever.
Nope. I think the only class I've ever given him room on is NASCAR.
He had a fast NASCAR there at one
Yeah.
time. Jay Latham just coming off the crook of the track and dive bombing down there. Did you see that?
Yeah.
This be Jay Latham's car right there. Yeah, he just straight up dive bombed coming out of the crook of the track. That happens a lot, believe it or not, Tom. It happens a lot when we're going the other way.
Yeah.
They do the same thing here, and they think that they're coming out right here, but they're actually coming
Yeah.
out here, and it's just doing that.
Well, watching a lot of people race, what I've noticed is that if they're not in rhythm yet, they try to come out of that corner way too quickly.
Yeah,
because
way too quick.
like sometimes their brakes are too tight, so they lock up too much, and then they don't make it around. Then they get into it like they're right where they should be, and then it throws it out. It always takes my first couple laps to get that brake where I want it.
Well, that's something too I've noticed when we go around the left way, the true way. Oh, Jay Latham coming out again there. When they're coming down through here, you know, they should be letting off somewhere here to brake. And when they do, if they're bent, you know, the car slides out in the back. And you'll see it; it'll just go in when it goes, and that's a true sign of letting you know that your chassis is bent. But most people, they don't have a keen eye for that to be able to tell that. You run into trouble with that going around that corner because if somebody's beside you and you step out like that, you know, they could rear end you. Essentially, you cause a wreck, or you could be involved in that wreck also. Jay Latham's car doing exactly the same thing, just that dive down coming out of Dead Man's Corner there. Now, I'm not for sure, maybe orange here, about right here is where he was coming out and dive bombing in. Maybe the braids rolled up. After this heat, I'm going to go out there and just roll orange just to make sure.
Just check it.
But right now is not the time for that.
Yeah.
The braid roller currently is over here on this glass table. And I let everybody know before the race started so that they can do their own due diligence. I can't catch everything for the race, but today when we first got here, I went around, I moved all of the track to make sure there wasn't big portions of the track loose. And there was a few places that it was, you know, maybe about that big that it was a little bit loose, but that ain't bad. You know, when it comes to a track, you just don't mess with that. You wait till it gets a little bit bigger so you can get up underneath and get some glue under there. Some good glue, not super glue. So that time it was Paul Woosley there on red. He did similar same thing. Probably his back end touched here on the wall here, but he dive bombed down in the same
I
aspect.
think it was Gerald. Gerald came out. I think Gerald came up and hit him with
Oh, Gerald come out and hit it. Okay.
because they both rolled down like that. And it looks like Gerald came up, hit him, and they both went down.
Okay. All I seen was that car come down. But look how loose he is coming out there on red.
It's stepping out.
Yeah. A different animal indeed. Kind of makes me want to get out there and just do a little bit reverse racing, just to say I've done it.
Yeah.
You know?
I've done it once. I remember I tested it with an Indy car.
Well, since you tested it, are you having to blip right here before here on the crook of the track?
When I ran it, I didn't have to because I've got that car set pretty well and not stepped out as much. But then I've also got my traction control set. So if I turned that off and took out that weight in the back, it'd probably give me a different result.
See, I figure because you have all of this to gain speed wide open, that you would have to let off somewhere about right here or right here just to get through that section. You know, normal drive, you know, you only got this much to get top speed before you hit here. So, I mean, that made sense to me why you didn't have to blip there. But going in reverse, I thought maybe that everybody would have to blip. But we're not having a whole lot of issues there. We're actually having issues coming out of Dead Man's Corner again, going on the front stretch of the track. Randy Kirtley currently in the lead with 122. Brendan right there behind him, though, with 112. Just 2 laps difference between him and Randy. Gerald Suttle there in third place to round up your top 3 with 106. Heading back out to the parking lot. The sun's gone.
Yep.
Night's quickly approaching. Still clear out here. A beautiful day. A little chilly out there, but it's nice and dry. Not a whole lot of pollen fall that I've noticed because I haven't been sneezing and just losing my mind here the past couple days at least.
It's the same thing for me.
Then we also got the old pinball. See old Big Daddy 3 there, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, holding it down, beating Nikki. Nikki will probably be back. She's probably not going to be too pleased with getting dropped down a position. That drops me down too.
I knocked Nikki out of Mando, and then she was in 10th, and I took her out of that.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm only 2 million behind you on Rush.
Yeah, I know, man. Old Rock and Rod put a score up
He
on
did.
Rush, didn't he? Whew, he's hard to get. Everybody getting their stuff hooked up. 1 minute and 28 seconds left to go. Tom, what are we drinking for the circle track?
I ain't got nothing yet.
Well, I'm gonna get me something. You gonna get you something?
Yep.
I don't know what I'm gonna get yet. I might just get a standard Coke this time. Oh, I know what I'm getting. I know what I'm getting. Brisket. Ladies and gentlemen, circle track race drink tonight, brisk iced tea. That's what I'm drinking. With just a hint of lemon. Tom, what do you got?
Blueberry lemonade.
Blueberry lemonade. Don't forget to shake those.
Yeah, that's true.
It even says when you get them, there's a little bottle that says to shake it. I see so many people not shake them, then they get to the bottom and it's just straight bitters. It's rough. But
Best part.
they're good lemonades though, ain't they? I mean, very refreshing. I hope they bring them back. I haven't been able to get them the past couple times we went to go pick them up. They hadn't been there. Maybe it's only a summer thing. I don't know.
It may be. I can see it as more of a summer drink. It's just,
They're good.
they are.
You know something I miss, Tom? Dip dogs. Lane's Raceway dip dogs. You remember that day?
Yeah, I do.
I miss them. They were tasty. Well, like I said, you're going to have to catch us a big old flathead cat. And we're going to have us a fish fry out here, free of charge. Just all of our racer guys get together, come together, eating fish, dip dogs, maybe even hamburgers. Who knows? We just need to have us a day where we just block off a section out there in the parking lot.
Clay down there on the floor on the back top, having to get someone out front of the orange track.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Can't tell who it is.
We'll know here shortly.
Looks like a red car. I think that may be Nathaniel.
That might be Nathaniel. Nathaniel does drive nothing but a solid red truck. Yep, that is
It
Nathaniel
was.
on orange. All right, so they're coming off in the usual spot here on the high banks. So they come off like right up in here and just came off. And whether or not their side got a little bit too squirrely or what, too much top speed, who knows?
Again, I don't know what Ghost One's doing, but he's trying to catch Glenn again.
Yeah, old Ghost One holding it down. Still in the runnings there with one lap. It's always interesting. Man, the track runs so much better this way. Whoa, did you see that?
Yeah.
So Paul, he's straight up, well, he was on green.
Yeah.
That is Paul Woosley's car, ain't it? Man,
Yeah.
that thing just looks like it went like that.
Yeah,
didn't
just
it?
kind of decided to take itself off the track.
I say, man, they're running so good. And then what happens, Tom?
There you go. There they go. Well, I really feel like coming out of that turn, how you see their tails kind of flipping out. It's someone may be pulling out a little too much. That was a hard hit.
Yeah, we got to hit a bonk on that. That's old bonk there, Tom.
Yeah.
Hands down bonk. When you can hear it in here and it kind of hurts the teeth, you know they're hauling the mail.
Yep. I've heard some that sound like they about go through the wall. That's just how hard they hit.
Well, you know, usually they hit the wall back in this area somewhere. Now I guess if they come off, it's straight shrapnel there in the old liar's table.
Yep. About where I'm sitting.
Well, you ain't sitting there now. You're sitting in here with
Yep.
me, staying safe. But you sat just shy of that chair right there.
Yep.
You sat like right over here.
Sat right there in that corner.
Yeah, yeah. You'd be headhunted for sure. And like in Highlander, you ever seen that movie? There can be only one, and they go for the heads, man.
Yep.
And I think similar to these cars would straight be going for your head at that
Yep.
point.
As I said, I've caught cars flying off the track. I've been hit by cars flying off the track.
Well, that was a love nudge that took place right there that headed straight to the center of Dead Man's Corner there, right next to Clay. I love them love nudges. You're pretty pro with that, ain't you, Tom?
You best bet I am.
I've seen you a few times send people to the high side.
I think that was Brendan. It looks like Clay was putting the yellow car back on purple.
Well, I mean, it may be Brennan. You know, Brennan, he learns after you, Tom.
Oh, I know.
And see, now people are like, oh, this is Brennan. He gave me a rough side last week. I'm going to give him some hot hits here. And maybe that's what took place. So who's next to Brennan?
Well-
Oh, it'd be Gerald Suttle.
Well, what I'm saying is that it looked like Brenda's the one that threw him out.
Okay.
Brenda's down there in black. It looked like he gave Purple a little bit of a tap.
That could be the case. I know Gerald Suttle, he gets down there every once in a while, and I can hear him from in here. Sometimes he'll say, "Did I do that?" You know, when I hear that, it cracks me up.
Yeah.
Because I know you guys don't feel the same sentiment. Like when you hear Gerald say, "Did I do that?" You're just like, man, he gave me the roughings.
Yep. He's done that to me a couple of times, and I go, "Oh, did you? Did you not?" Then there he goes to the whole next round.
Oh, I love it. I love it. You know what? I do, Tom. I love watching y'all like passive aggressively shoot each other a stare every once in a while.
Or was that one time that I think someone brake checked Randy up in the corner, and I think all of us looked at him and then looked at our controllers and didn't say a word.
Yo, he'll get hot every once in a while.
Yeah.
Somebody starts doing him dirty. I find it hilarious, just like hearing the conversations. See, like you just seen Glenn there. He's kind of cutting up and everything. Sometimes when it's just quiet and there's nobody in here, or the wife don't have nobody, I can hear what y'all are saying
Yeah.
out there, and like you'll just see me start cracking up every once in a while. Now, I don't ever repeat what y'all say, but like I know what you're feeling. You know, I've been there.
That time that Randy got hot about something, we all looked at each other, looked at our controllers, and I've never, like, you could hear a pin drop. That's how quiet it got. You know, it was all laugh, cars were running, that happened, you could hear a pin drop. It was,
Funny is what it was.
no one said a word. And I was standing next to him, and the moment I looked at him, just looked back down, just stared at the ground.
Oh, Radical Randy. Well, I guess they had a few tenths of a second left in that. It showed red flag. I figured the heat was over.
There it is.
There we go. Randy Kirtley there in the lead, though, 184. He's doing some of his lower lanes, though. His laps are going to be quite a bit higher than most as he's doing his lower lanes. Brennan also doing some of his lower lanes. Kind of do a little bit of a test here between Brennan kind of running easy there on black lane compared to Randy Kirtley. 164 laps, 184 Randy Kirtley. Gerald Suttle there in second place. Gerald Suttle tonight, was he running Tony the Tiger? I can't remember when we did tech.
No, he was running that purple one, I think.
Purple?
Yep.
How's it going, Bo? Long time no see. Did you just get off work? Oh.
I work with you yet.
Oh, you don't work weekends yet? Bo McPherson, you guys may have known him from the beginning of Lanes Raceway. He used to run in the series itself. He says he's the greatest of all time. Hadn't seen him racing down here as he's been so busy working, doing the man's work. You know, but we appreciate Bo being a contributing member of society, doing his job as real men should. Wouldn't you agree, Tom?
Yeah, I would.
When you reach a certain age, you just got to be a man.
Yeah.
Right? We appreciate Bo. Bo is right at that age, especially since Bo likes to spend money.
Oh my
And
God.
men, when they like to spend money, boy, woo, it's bad.
It's bad.
Could lock you down for years, can't it, Bo?
Is that right?
I don't know. I've been there. Jay Latham bringing his truck in. He's getting ready to do a little bit of track marshaling. Jay Latham, good buddy. Known him my whole life. One of the most loyal friends I've ever had, to be honest with you, Tom. Jay Latham. Good dude, man. And a great box maker.
He is.
Let's see if we can zoom in on his box.
Yeah, Bo, you're going to have to try that simulator.
I think that's his box right there, ain't it? That's
Yeah.
in the top right.
Yep, that's his.
Okay, man, I'll tell you what, that dude is gifted. Him and his dad, I believe, co-work on those boxes. You see Bruce Bullington, he's got one of them too. He's making one now currently for Clay Dane. But I'll tell you what, man, he was a craftsman.
They're good looking boxes.
Yeah. And this the cream, the cherry on the top. So he takes that wax and he rubs that wax on those slides for the cars. It makes it just that much better.
They're
You know, when you
smooth.
feel that just going in and out on that wax, it's a lot different than the ones, you know, that you usually get. You can feel it just grabbing on everything. It's powdery feeling
Yeah.
almost. But when it's got that wax, just smooth, don't make no noise.
Yeah.
Some of them almost feel like a turkey call.
They're
Those little wooden turkey calls. So, Bo, when you going to get back into racing? Try to take Tom down a peg or two.
I've taken Tom down quite a few times.
I don't know if you can do that now. Tom's been on point here lately.
He's a senior. I'm a junior now.
Oh. We miss you down here, Bo.
I'm here.
Well, hey, man, bring your cars. Get in these races.
I ain't got any anymore.
You got rid of all your cars? All your controller and everything?
Yeah, I did.
Man, holy moly, that's a bonker.
Oh, y'all are going to reverse.
yeah.
Yeah, the time reversed, so we reversed.
Way of the future.
Yep, it's the way of the future.
I woke up in the morning at 8:30. No joke. I didn't go to bed till about 4. Woke up at 8:30. I thought it was 11 o'clock. I was freaking out. I was like, uh-oh, is it good? Instead of making church.
Yeah, we didn't make it today either.
Quick hands.
I was wore out, man. I was plumb wore out.
Oh,
I still am.
That's all mine.
I need to quit drinking so much sugar.
Well, as you know, I had to go to a fishing tournament yesterday, and I'd been up since 3 that morning, and I went home and slept all day.
And I know, and you come in here, and I couldn't believe you didn't get us a big old flathead catfish
I
to
know.
fry.
Well, we're fishing for bass right now. Catfish is in the sun.
Hey, I'm not bass. I don't care. Throw
That's
that baby
all right.
on there, head and all. We'll cook it. We just need his guts out. That's it. I'll tell you right now, Bo, I will flat eat a bass. Back in the day, me and my cousin.
We tried catfish a while ago. It
Yeah.
didn't work very well.
You did?
No.
I always use liver. I don't know if they still do that or
We
not.
used bluegill.
That's what I used to do is use
Yeah.
the liver to catch catfish.
Fillet a bluegill, put it on a hook, throw it out there.
Yeah, but I kind of messed up because we killed it before.
Used to be
Yeah,
dead
we didn't put the hook in it. We killed it, and then we put the fish on the hook, so it didn't swim. It just so
Sinker. Hook, line, and sinker, literally.
Here's the other.
That's a saying. When you're caught.
Three.
hey, I need you to. I want to see the simulator.
Do you?
Yeah.
50 cents a minute here at Lane's Raceway.
All right, well I'll do 30 minutes.
All right. That'll cost you 15.
$15. All right.
After this race is over with, I'll get you hooked up, man. But I don't think you're going to beat Tom's time.
Oh, I will.
Oh, you will?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Have fun trying.
We're about to get him hooked again, ain't we? He's going to be over here buying more GRCs. He'll be getting that racing back in his blood. He'll be over here cussing with the rest of these guys. In the liar's corner.
Who's the liar's corner?
It rotates.
It
don't
does.
I mean, that table moves all over the place.
Oh, it's raining.
They're not hurting.
He's usually up there in the liar's table, ain't he?
Yep. He's usually ahead of it.
Tell you a story, though, about fishing.
Oh boy.
Back in the day, we went to this lake. Jay knows where the lake's at. I think he's a relative to the guy. Man, you can throw the cast out every time. These little bitty old Walmart, they call them paddle bugs.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Like 50 cents a pack of 6. Okay. You throw a dude out, you'd wreck them bluegills. They were so big we called them bullgills. That's what we used to call them. And we'd get all kinds of them. And they'd have little bitty old crappie or bass, just little bitty old things. They were fun to catch because they were wild. I went down there with my cousin. Went, whoa, that's a bonker. I think that's Glenn Burden that took that
Yeah.
bonker. But yeah, he'd let us take all that we wanted because there were so many of them in there. Dude, you could sit there and watch them. There were so many fish. They were everywhere. Well, I took my cousin one day and we got a mess full of them and we caught 50 in an hour. That's how many fish were in this lake. And this thing was a small lake, like a pond really if you get down to it. And we took 50 of them dudes home and it was pretty late at night, 11:30, 12 o'clock. I was at a buddy's house and we were hungry. And so we got all that fish from the day. I said, well, go over there. I'll sneak back over at my mom's house. I was staying at a buddy's house. I'll sneak back over at mom's house. I'll fire up her grill and we'll grill these fish. It was about midnight, man. I'm telling on myself. But it was about midnight. And we drove over there and I threw some tinfoil down on there. Mom and them, they were sleeping and I straight grilled them fish.
I think I've heard that story before.
You know, I'll tell you what, we had a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Got them dudes back and we scarfed them down. I immediately went to sleep afterwards. But yeah, I ain't afraid to eat no bass. I ain't afraid to eat no bluegill. I'll eat it all. I love fish, man.
Exactly.
Love it. My favorite food actually is tuna. Like I love tuna fish, man. Love it. Now I do like a ribeye steak comes in very close second though, Tom.
See, that's something I can never get a hold of. Is liking steak too much.
Well, I mean, they say your taste buds change every 7 years. I used to hate ribeyes. Like whenever I was a kid and we went to a NASCAR race one time with my uncle. Me and my dad and my brother went up there and met them up there, and they were grilling ribeye steaks.
Yep.
And I remember eating that ribeye, and it just made me sick. And that was at Kentucky Speedway right when it first opened up. But now, man, that's the only steak I'll eat. I used to only eat sirloins. Now, like, I'll tear a ribeye to pieces, man. I'll even eat the fat and all. No fear. What's your favorite meal, Tom? And please don't tell me it's La Cabana next door.
No.
Okay.
It's a good question.
You gotta think about it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, let me know when you figure that out.
Honestly, I think it'd have to be some of the street tacos and stuff I had when I went to Guatemala. It was good.
You and Justin, y'all are cut from the same cob, ain't you?
Lord.
Street tacos, man. Like, I like a street taco. The problem I have with street tacos is I do not like corn tortillas. I like the flour ones. The corn ones smell like feet, dude. They're horrible, man.
Oh,
But people love them. They say they taste better. Not the only corn tortilla I'll eat is a nacho or a Dorito. You know? But no, street tacos, I like them. I had these ones. We were in Florida. This was about a year or so ago. Went with my parents, me and my wife. And I got some street tacos at this Mexican restaurant up there in Florida. And it come with this hot sauce. And, you know, I love cilantro. I love the taste of it. I love the soapiness about it. It's like got a soapy taste to it. I mean, I was dunking them dudes down, man. I slaughtered them things. But I got them because they had flour tortillas.
Okay, well, I'll be doing it later.
And they were really good. The meat's really good. It's a lot like the same kind of steak that they put in the chimichangas. You know, we're probably making everybody hungry.
Probably.
You know. But I mean, that's essentially what you do. You watch a race, you talk about life. Same thing when you're watching sports games and stuff.
Yep.
You check the stuff out every once in a while. I mean, we're still keeping track here of what's going on here in the circle.
Yep.
You know, I expected it to be a lot more eventful than it is. But there's just not a whole lot of wrecks going on. Like we almost need to start running the track like this. Randy Kirtley with 233 total laps currently. He's in the lead.
What I've learned is that, like, in these past 6 laps, we haven't gone but half a lap, and there's a wreck up there in that top dead man's corner.
Well, they're kind of clustering up there, ain't
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Like that.
I mean, something you really just can't beat, though, I mean, is days like this. It's such a beautiful day.
Yeah.
You know, we got racing going on. People still watching it. We got a beautiful day. Nice, clear night. Everything's good. These are kind of days that you just remember. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Some of my favorite days are actually rainy days. Like, it's a certain type of rain where the wind ain't mowing or blowing and there ain't no lightning or thunder or nothing like that. It's just straight, hard rain. I love going out in those and getting muddy. I love just like covering myself in it.
I don't really want to move, but
Randy Kirtley, 238 laps with an average of 59.5. Gerald Suttle, 56.2 average. Brennan Dan, 55.8 for your top 3. Everybody else, low 50s, mid 50s.
Yep.
For the most part. Clay Dane down there, yet to come back in. Had 48 laps. His first heat on white and come out. Be interesting to see how he fares as we continue. Said a while ago he was slow, so we'll see how things change for him.
You see there, it looks like Brendan had a little bit of trouble on black running 52, as Gerald and Randy up there running 60, 64.
You know, I don't know if he had trouble, if it was just, simple rhythm.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting used to the new car and stuff like that. He's always ran black just a little bit slower than most. And I think just to keep it on.
Yeah.
But Brennan, for his age group, for sure, he's quick,
He is.
you know. like I said, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with for sure. Now, Brennan, did he ever get him a wing car?
Yep.
Okay. Now, is he gonna join us in the wing car battle we're fixing to have?
I'm honestly not for sure. He hasn't really ran it much, so I think he's still trying to get used to using it.
Best time to get used to is race with the best. You know, I'm not saying that the guys that come here are the best racing wing cars, because we're definitely not.
Yeah.
I just seen a video yesterday where a guy actually did the world record on a Blue King. Randy Kirtley showed it to me, my dad. And dude, it was like 1.2 seconds around the Blue King. And a Blue King is a huge track, dude. That's Mulholland. That thing was probably going 100 mile an hour. You know,
What motor is in it?
I'm sure it's unlimited. Group 7.
Group
it
7,
had to be.
Yeah. To run a speed like that on Blue King, you need a Group 7, Group 27, something that's quick enough to get around.
I wish I had the link to the video because we'd fire it up on the stream and show people. But man, them people lost their minds. I mean, when it happened, them dudes, they were yelling and they were hugging each other. It was nutty. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they said the track was the old Go Fast Products White House, Tennessee Blue King. If I'm not mistaken, is what they said it was. Or that's what a lot of people believed it was. But that was a good track. I think they built that track back then for that place. They only stayed open for a couple months. Then I think they shipped everything off to California, if I'm not mistaken. Clay Dane now, he's back in the mix. He's on red. He's going fast. He's done a lot of work on that car too. It brings it in here. I think we put a couple bodies on it. But man, he's come a long way since he started too. And he's gotten a few people to watch him just a couple weeks ago, and they were rooting him on. You know, I know my brother, he roots him on, and like I said, Clay ain't no slouch. Just to be just starting this out, just getting in the mix with things. He just kind of felt like a natural with the old trigger control, you know.
No, you're clear.
No. Really no.
Lynn Burton going straight to the high side up there by Jay Latham.
It's like they're checking the parade or checking the inside of the track.
Or he's seeing if the driver's okay inside that truck. He
Yeah,
got down
that
there
too.
low, didn't he? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Different perspective watching a race like this, ain't it, Tom? Yeah, they're running so much better this way.
They are. Oh,
I said it again. I'm the jinx of Lane's Raceway.
the moment he said it, there went one, there's one two.
I've already been gotten on to about that several times. They're like, hey, you can't say stuff like that, Don. I don't know what else to do but other than talk about fishing and stuff.
Exactly.
Because if I'm talking about racing, people are wrecking.
Yep.
If I don't talk about it, they do fine. Maybe somebody in the chat maybe get on here and give us something else to talk
Yeah, I
about.
know.
So that these guys can race good. Because I'm curious, you know, just what I'm seeing right now, we're on heat 5 of 11. Randy Kirtley's coming out after this heat. He's at 268. What have we seen? About 500 laps or so?
Yeah,
right at it, what people can run?
Yep.
It'd be interesting to see how many laps these people are able to make. I think I've seen them as much as upper 70s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So how many people
She
have
ain't
come?
listening. She's been crazy.
Now, I can't remember if that's NASCAR though or not.
I think it was.
But if he's at 32 laps currently there.
With GRCs, you get about average 50, anywhere from 50 to about 60.
Yeah.
It's always in that range.
Two of them racing to see who can hit the wall fastest.
I know.
I walked in the house this morning.
You know, I feel like one night we should run a GTP race over on Orange and do what we're doing now, run it backwards.
I mean, we can do it. If you guys want to do it anytime, you know, y'all just let me know. I'll say, hey, swap your brakes. Let's roll. You know, I want you guys to have fun. You know, first and foremost, I want you guys to have fun. Second, I want you to develop as a racer.
Yep.
And also develop as good men. And if you do all that, I mean, it's hard for the world to mess with you. You know what I mean? It really is.
Whip Tom's booty and some VR.
Like I said, I think you might have some trouble doing that.
Yes.
I'm gonna run down to my cousin Tesla real fast. Just hand her some drawings and I'll be back.
All right, man. We'll be here.
I sure hope so, because you're gonna be selling things.
Unless the Lord comes back by the time you
I'll give you
get back.
$400 for it.
I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would.
What's the price on it?
You don't want to know that, Bo. I don't
Oh,
really
about
want to tell you.
$5,000?
It ain't that much. Well, I don't know. It might be after the
33?
lifetime. I'd sell it to you for $5,000. Laptop, no.
With laptop?
Yeah.
Don't tempt him, Donnie. I've seen him 1 minute not own a razor and turn around and spend 16 grand on one. Like,
I just take $5,000 immediately, turn around and buy the same thing again.
oh boy.
I ain't no shame in my game, man.
Nah.
Everything's for sale.
Of course.
You know, well, I wouldn't say everything, but everything here.
Yep.
You know, other than people. We don't sell people.
I honestly do think they're running a lot better going backwards.
They do.
I also think they're all concentrating more on it. Because they're
And
running-
that could be a big deal with it too.
They're
is,
all-
you know, they're nervous and
Yeah.
they're concentrating more. They don't want to tear their cars up.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. It's like after, you know, Bristol back in the day when it used to be brutal. Hardly anybody made it out alive.
Yeah.
And then they changed the track, and then it was just like, well, you know, here we are talking about racing again. What do we get? Another bonk? Or is that a boom? That might be a boom.
No, it's bump.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
But it looks like Paul Woosley's off the track this time. Randy Curley with the shepherd's hook, or the hook of life. Let's see how good he is. First try, a miss.
A lot of times they,
Second try, a miss.
a lot of time they try to roll
Third.
it so they can hook through that gear.
Fourth. He's no Glenn Burden. Glenn Burden, I'll tell you what, he hooks it first try
Hey.
every time. Oh, he's leaking her through. All right, a little help from Jay Latham there. Everything's on the up and up. Tire's guaranteed to be dirty.
Oh yeah.
We clean this whole place, but about once a month is the only time we ever get in the center of the track and sweep it. So it's dusty in there.
It's funny how I've got glue and stuff set in my box, and I've got cleaner and stuff. I never clean my tires. I'll buy them, like my small hubs on my GTP and stuff. I put one dot of glue on them when I first buy them. After that, they never see glue again. I just run them. They stick. Like my old set that you saw that there wasn't much left on them.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like the silicone tires. That's how sticky they were.
Yeah, you burnt those babies down to the rim. I don't know how the back end wasn't dragging.
I don't know.
But you do get your money worth out of tires for sure. It's like me, man. I don't know where HT's at. Them back tires they low too, man. Yeah, I'll burn them babies down too, man. Especially if they're hooking good.
Yeah.
You know, the old JK tires, man, especially on them 4 inches, they hook hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes that ain't all what you want, you know. You do want a little bit of freedom on that orange track. Going around a circle track, you want that hook, for sure.
Well, that's the reason why on the Mazzettis, how Paul's got like the little holders under his pen to kind of dial down that backswing.
Yeah.
I don't. That's
The
how.
dampeners?
Yeah.
Well, we got them over there. I think it's $450 a set
Yeah.
for the dampeners. But, yeah, Mazzetti stuff's not cheap.
Mm-mm.
But it's good stuff.
It is.
You know, I'd say it's a little bit better than some of the JK stuff just because it's harder. You know, it's harder to bend them. Plus, they're a little bit lighter. You can get the different side pans and stuff. You can do that with JK, but like I said, Mazzetti stuff is skeletonized for sure. Randy Kirtley still in the lead, 295 total laps. Gerald Suttle, 284. Brendan Dant, 278. Top three. These guys are separating themselves from the field currently. Each one of them got 3 heats left. From them down, 4 or more heats left for people. Play Dame, like I said, he just came back in that heat. 101 laps total, average of 50.5. We're in the 50s all the way through and through. It's definitely equalizing everybody out. Randy Kirtley there with an average of 59. He's up there. He's not yet breached the 60 limit, but I don't think they're as slow as they think they was. You know, they were all acting like they wasn't going to turn hardly any laps,
Yeah.
and I mean, just by them staying on as much as they are, I wonder if they're not going to turn more laps tonight
Well, no,
than they usually do,
Yeah.
just simply because they're not wrecking as much. We'll have to wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
Minute and 44 seconds. Going to go to the big oval cam. We're going to take a small break here, and we'll be back with you as soon as possible. All right, we're back. It looks like our microphone out there has ran out of battery juice. As I noticed that there was literally no sound whatsoever showing up on the stream. So hopefully y'all can hear the cars. Stream looks like it's doing okay. I only lost 240 frames tonight. It's going to be a long upload.
It will.
I don't know how long we've been going live for, but I do know people do enjoy it.
Said I was on deck a while ago.
Jay, how's things going, man?
Said I was on deck, so I went up a while ago, and I just gave Ghost 8 laps.
That ghost he's putting in work tonight. Jay Latham double decking it. That just hit me. I didn't think that one through, Tom. I didn't think that one through. Please don't look up what double decking means. It's a thing from the 90s. I don't even know if you can still do that. I mean, I guess you could do it here at Lanes Raceway. Please don't.
I'll give the first person $5 and bring a definition in here.
Oh, I thought you were going to give them $5 to do it. I was like, no. Guarantee you, that will get you banned. That is 100% guarantee, Tom. 100% guarantee it will get you banned. But yeah, really, what I was actually meaning is Jay Latham on deck 2 times in a row. That's what he said. Now, whether or not that's the case, I don't know. Maybe he just misseen it, misread it. It's up in the air. Oh, that's a bonk. He just comes straight up like that. Bam, bam.
He went at a full 360 on that.
Mm-hmm.
Looked more like a 720, honestly.
Well, that's just like that aggression we was talking about. If that back end gets a little bit squirrely, it's gone.
It's gonna pull you out. You'll catch that purple lane and it's gonna pull you.
But man, they're doing so much better going this
They
way.
are.
Maybe we need to alternate back and
Yeah.
forth. Now, I mean, I know not in the series, but like when we do races every
Yeah.
Thursday, every other Sunday when we're not doing a series race, let's alternate it. What do you think? I mean, that way it's not such a shocker for people.
Yeah.
But I mean, the smoothness of these guys, they're so much smoother going this way. It's definitely a mind game for them.
It is.
But I think if you give them a couple races, they'll work the kinks out. And maybe, you know, just how the track settles with it being cold and hot and changing all the time. Maybe it's kind of like mowing a lawn. If you mow it different every time you mow, it makes a healthy lawn.
Yeah.
Maybe if we drive our cars different every time we do, we'll be moving that glue around where we always
Yeah.
have the glue where we need it, you know.
But it's also gonna make it to where people are gonna set their cars to be able to run both ways.
True. And that's fine. That means we sell more cars at Lane's Raceway. Keep the lights on for another year, Lane's Raceway. Your donations, much appreciated. Tom, we have too much fun down here, don't we?
We do.
Every day's a weekend at Lane's Raceway.
Yep.
I mean, you could almost see the gear ratios
Yeah.
on that. How that they were bunching up and then they'd spread out and
Yeah.
they started bunching back up again.
That's another thing I've learned is that I honestly do think they may be running a little bit slower than their normal times because I've seen the 1.7s be pulled going the other way, but I haven't seen. It seems like the ones are a little bit harder to get to.
Yeah, I don't know why everybody's in the twos, ain't they?
Yeah.
I mean, even down on purple, they're not able to get in the 1.7, 1.8.
Yeah.
They're at 2.0. Like that's an orange lane
Yeah.
usually, you know. Orange lanes usually running 2.0s. And Glenn Burden and Guillermo down there running 2.02s. You know? Paul Woodley 2.07s. Orange lane running a 2.2. That's 0.2 off of speed. Oh, you get another bonk going on there.
Man.
Let's hope these guys ain't getting too aggravated. But yeah, I mean, when we first initially started talking about this race, I literally thought it was going to be nothing but a bloodbath, but it is going super
It was
slow.
a lot smoother than I thought it would.
Heading over to the track, mate, if it'll let us. There we go. Hopefully we don't lock up. 55 average is what we're looking at per heat. You know, that's usually 60 or, like you said, 70.
Yeah.
60 or 70 is usually what people are running. Interesting to see. Randy Kirkley, he's touched 60 a couple times, but like you said, usually he's in the 60 all the way through.
Yeah,
and
all the way through.
He's high 50s for sure. Gerald Suttle in the lead, 56.5. He's got 2 heats left to go. Randy's got 3. Brennan there in second. He's just holding it down up on the upper portions. Well, he finished 4th last time, and now here he is running in second. He's got 2 heats left to go. Paul Woosley there in 4th place. He's got 3. Glenn Burden's got 4 heats left to go with 55.8 as an average. That's fast. Guillermo Sire, 57.7. He's quick too. He's catching Randy Kirkley for sure. Minute and 43 seconds left to go. Let's head over to Overcam and see how these guys are doing. All of them working. Gerald Suttle beaming at Paul Woosley. Can't get it to work. Guillermo Sire up there, fellow Formula One fan. He follows them like a lot of the guys here follow NASCAR.
Yeah.
Jay Latham at the high banks. It's weird watching them put their cars on back.
Yeah.
I've seen them put them on the. I like it. Every time I see them putting it down, I'm like, man, I want to get on that microphone and say, hey, you're putting your car on backwards. But yeah, it's definitely weird.
Just remember, the sun always rises in the east and sets in the west.
That's what a lot of them are watching back there next to the pool tables. They're watching the NASCAR Cup, the Toyota Cup.
Is that what you're watching?
Yeah, it just finished. They had a couple laps left to go.
And you know, wait.
Randy Kirk checking out Orange Lane there. It seems to be somewhat loose.
Always remember that the sun sets in the west. North side of the creek. You know, moss always grows.
I guess there wasn't much going on with Orange Lane.
Spin around 1,900 times.
Glenn Burton rolling back around. We got 5 seconds. We're heading back green. We got 3 cars up, so we're going to have 3 set outs this time. They better hurry up. There we go. Looks like Nathaniel's on the button. This race been a lot better. I haven't had to really focus so much on hitting the pause button. These guys have been taking care of it. This is definitely a track, though, where you have to hit the pause button.
Yeah.
Dead Man's Corner gets clustered up so quick because, you know, you're running a 2-second lap time. 1.7 if we're going the other way. Man, you can't pick the car up quick enough to lift it up off the ground before somebody else is coming in there and smoking.
See, that's what I was saying about when we used to run NASCAR. When we ran the NASCAR series, you had about half a second to get it up.
Yeah, there wasn't no way.
Because they were running about one. They were anywhere from 1.5, like 1.3s up to like 1.7s. Like that was normal in the NASCARs.
And you know, I mean, there's a lot of people that would disagree with how we run our races here at Lanes Raceway about shutting the track off all the time. You need to just run a full-fledged, wide-open track. But I think that would take away from some of the fun.
Yeah.
Because, man, sometimes you're involved in an incident and you didn't start, and that happens a lot on the circle track. Jay Latham straight up to the outside corner there in the crook of the track. Brendan just walking by like he didn't see him. Oh, that's because there was a car on the ground. That car being Guillermo Sires. I guess Guillermo and Jay Latham made a little bit of contact. Possibly Guillermo ran up and hit Jay.
Yep.
But yeah, man, you try to make everybody happy. It's not possible to make everybody happy, but you can make the majority happy. And I think, I don't know, what's your opinion? Do you like the track being shut off, or do you like it running wide open?
Hard to take out, but it, as you said, it gives the people that didn't cause the accident some time to look at theirs, because you get tangled up and stuff, and there goes your stuff too. And it, like I like the part where we kind of keep it live. It makes the races go they're a little bit smoother, a little bit quicker. You get through them instead of just shutting up the track every time there's a stop. But it, I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle of it.
In the middle, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we are definitely different. That is for sure. Because I've never raced at a track where they kill the track or the racers have the ability to kill it.
Yeah.
But we started that stuff down in the basement just simply because we always had to go pick our own cars up. And it worked out well there. So we just kind of transposed it over. And there's quite a few that do like it, I think. We're more casual. Really.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I tell the drag racers all the time, like we're not the kind of people that's going to take it super serious here. We drag race kind of like an arcade game.
Yeah.
We're just here to have fun. You know, we don't get bent out of shape if something bad goes, you know, if you wreck your car or whatever. Our shutdown's 4 feet shy. I tell everybody that. Of a true 8th mile track.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't take it too super serious. We just don't have the room to get the full shutdown. Now, if we did have the room, and maybe in the future we might do something like that, and, you know, make it to where that we do get a little bit more serious. But right now, I think the way that it is, it's working out great.
Yeah.
The guys are having a good time. There's not a whole lot of people like getting in each other's face or nothing like that over it. It's really just slapstick humor when it comes to drag racing. I think we're at a good happy medium right now. If other people think otherwise, you know, they need to call, let us know, or say something in the comments what we can do better or whatever. But just getting started as the drag strip / oval track racing, circle track racing, I guess you would call it. I think we're doing quite well.
Yeah. That's what I get a lot of complaints during drag racing because I'm out there winning with a circle track car.
Yeah, we do ET here. I mean, I hate to do a heads up, just simply because you can buy yourself a victory at that point. You know, somebody can roll up in here spending $500-$600 on a Group 7. Now, I'm not saying that would happen because, you know, they're probably not going to stop that car by the end of the track. They'd have to have real live bags to deploy.
Shit.
And then that might not still save them. I would
Yeah.
say that their car would be out there on 431 most likely.
Probably. You probably have a hole in the back wall.
And several people have wrecked. I've done a lot
Yeah.
to try to cool the settling of the track to make that not happen. But after all, it's a half-inch MDF built drag strip.
Yeah.
It's gonna mend with the weather. Gerald Suttle, our leader, 391 laps. Brendan Dance, second place, still 330. Paul Woosley, 321. Randy Kirtley, there, 295. 3 heats left to go. Heading back out to the parking lot. We're starting to get a little dark out there. It would already be dark by now if the time didn't change, but we're starting to see a little sunshine. Summer's quickly approaching.
For sure. Yeah, my fishing season's a little cold right now.
So Alicia, she's on. Yeah, she's on Twitch. For some reason or another, we're not getting Twitch to come through on the oval. We tried to link it up early on. For some reason or another, it didn't go right. It said it was, but it didn't. But she says, "Go Jay, hey Donovan and Tom, the kid." Hello, Alicia. We're going to try to, for the next couple heats, swap back and forth between the orange and oval just to see if anybody comes in and says something from Twitch.
Yep.
And I worked on it last week. Thought I had it fixed. It was popping up on the circle track. Everything was working. Technology. One day it works, one day it don't.
Broken glass.
Broken glass. I asked him earlier, I said, now, when you was looking at Gerald's, did he have Tony the Tiger out?
Now, I tried it this one here. When you start changing that direction, you just got to use what you got the best of. I thought that was the best. Man.
Well, everybody's running a whole lot smoother in that direction on the circle track. We thought it was going to be a bloodbath, but
Well, mine keeps, I don't know what it keeps kicking, but it kicks in that dog leg.
yeah. Well, you got a lot more speed going through that dog leg now, whereas before you only had an 8-foot section. 40 seconds, we'll be going back green. A little conversation there with Gerald Suttle, also known as Wolfman. And he's starting to get a new nickname, Tony the Tiger.
Yep.
I love that Tony the Tiger body. It was good looking.
Yeah,
I like Broken Glass too.
And he's got-
That was his first one.
He's got toxic waste, his former wrench.
Yeah. Well, what did we call it? We called it at Lane's Raceway. We called it ectoplasm.
Yeah, ectoplasm.
Yeah. That's from Ghostbusters for those that don't know. Ectoplasm. All right, looks like we got disconnected over here. I'm going to fire this thing up as we timed out yet again.
There it is.
Quick little fix there. We're back in business. Somebody's stripping a gear. I heard the squeak of a stripped gear. Look, we got miles per hour over there on the far right. Usually that's tea time. We swapped that the other day because we got the old Group 27 out. Want to see how fast it went. I thought it went faster than that, but it was only doing about right at 50 miles an hour. But here we are going half of that with a GRC.
Yeah.
But man, seeing that thing go around, it's
something
different. You feel the wind off of it.
Yeah.
It's hard to even keep track of with your eyes.
That's the thing when we were on NASCAR show. If you were on red, you could feel the wind every time that came by you.
Guillermo Sauer getting his median down 1.9. Fastest I've seen so far.
Yeah.
He's in the 1.8s too with the best lap time there. These chairs are starting to get to the old tushy.
Oh, we see Ghost there. He picked
Tony Gaddis says, "Go Jay." Yeah, go Jay. Early on, Jay was up there at the height, especially the first couple of heats. He was running some fast laps. He was right there with Randy Kirtley and Brennan Dant. Actually, after the first heat, he was tied with Randy.
Yeah.
Brennan was 2 laps down from him. But Guillermo, his car's picking up the pace almost as if maybe that motor started breaking in. I don't know if he's got a new motor in it or not. Randy Kirtley really trying to get the Paul Woosley's car back on orange.
What I've learned is that some of these motors, they have to warm up a little bit before they can start running
Yeah.
hot.
Tires too, right?
Yeah. Like with my 4-inch and stuff, I run a couple laps, get that motor warmed up some before it can really unlock what it can do. That's how my wing car is, how the 4-inch is.
Well, Clay Dane straight doused his motor the other night in voodoo juice.
I've done that too.
And then he got his can of duster out and he froze that motor out. I said the chassis was quite cool by the end of it all, but the motor was hot and it was about to go.
I did that back whenever I had Randy's motor on the old JK for it. I knew it was about to go, and it was the night everyone was here, and I was like, you know what, if it's gonna go, I'm gonna blow it the right way.
Yeah, sometimes you just know when it's going to go. You know your car. Brendan Dant there, the youngster, getting her back on there real quick for Jay Latham. But yeah, Tony, have you noticed tonight we're going backwards? The time's springing forward and we're going backwards. Mid-season. Another red flag there, 8 of 11. That's where we're located currently. And all I can think about is eating fish now. Gerald Sutto in the lead, 391 laps. He's got 1 heat left to go on red lane. Paul Woosley's got himself 1 more heat to go on white lane with 373. Glenn Burden, he's got 2 heats left to go with 332. And Brendan Dant there in 4th place with 2 heats left to go with 330. Right there on Glenn's tail. Again, Brendan says. I don't know if y'all heard that, but again. There's Glenn himself right there, going to meet face to face with the man, the myth, the legend, Jay Bird Latham. Clay Dane looks like he's going the black lane.
Yep. I do feel like we could get a good type of simulator racing going on here too.
I do too. I just really wish that that simulator of ours that we had it on pre-order, but we ended up pulling the pre-order. But I really do wish that it wasn't going to take a year or so to get one.
Yeah.
It's just very nerve-wracking. But those 6 directional force simulators are quite expensive.
They are.
Now, of course, that one there don't move at all. It's just something to set in while you race. But the steering wheel's force feedback,
Yeah.
and it's enough motion sense in your hands and arms that it doesn't make you too sick in the VR.
Yeah.
And it does still give you a sense of speed. I think our VR headset does need to be improved as it's Gen 1 technology. So a little screen door affects quite a bit. Also, probably wouldn't hurt to not run it on a laptop and possibly run it on a better PC with a better video card. But those are all future improvements. Depends on how well this takes off. If it takes off pretty good, then, sky's the limit. You know how I am, Tom. I'll put the money in it if people like it. 28 seconds and we're going back green. My head's really hot today. I keep letting the heat out. My hat usually keeps me pretty cool, but not today. It's making me hot. Blood pressure going up. Drinking too much sugar. It's starting to crash. That's the problem with real sugar. You drink some of it, you get hyped up, and then boom, crash city. One thing you don't want to do is crash in the Six Direction Forest simulator.
Ooh. Yeah.
You'll feel it,
Uh-huh.
especially if it's at 100%.
Yep. Well, those if it's a direct drive too. The steering wheel.
Yeah, broken arm.
Sure.
Let me just.
Well, just like I told you, Tom, we ain't ever getting no direct drives here. I don't want to be sued.
They're scary, especially when you take it in the wall.
Like I said, man, Christmas time I was at my brother's and I did that thing, and if you don't let go, it will break your thumb.
It's gonna
Or
take
wrist.
Yep.
It does not give whatsoever. And the thing was, his wasn't even turned up. It was like 20% or something. So it was enough that it rocked my world. By the time I was done, this part of my hand right here was killing me. And I only raced for like 10 minutes. We did iRacing is what we did.
Yeah. It's fun. Of course it is. But that direct drive, even if you dial it down as much as you can, it's still violent.
Yeah, it's brutal. Dirt racing though, and that iRacing is intense, man. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's pretty realistic. Well, I mean, all the racing on iRacing is pretty realistic.
Yeah.
The problem is if you don't have like a Six Direction Force simulator, you can't feel the back end. You have to feel it in the steering wheel. And it's a lot of focus on the steering wheel versus racing.
Yep.
Paul Woosley, Flannel Crew, him and Randy Kirkley. You think they're going to start a VR racing crew called the Flannel Boys?
You know, if you talked them into it, they probably would.
I think they might. We're Team 5% on our simulator. What was the powertrain we ended up selecting?
Honestly, I don't remember.
I know it was between a Ferrari, I think.
Oh
and-
no, we went.
You go Red Bull?
No, we went Mercedes.
Mercedes, okay. For
That's
the
what we-
durability.
Yeah.
And sacrifice the sound, because Mercedes literally sounds like a vacuum.
Well, last night when we run it didn't sound horrible. I've heard worse Mercedes sounding ones.
Yeah.
But
Here's the thing. If we would have fired up the Red Bull right next to it, you'd have been like, man, that car sounds like junk.
that's the reason why I said we should have went Red Bull. We want to sacrifice just a little bit of durability, but we should have gone Red Bull. Plus they paid more. If you didn't notice.
Well, it cost more.
Yeah.
Because it was like, an extra 200,000?
1,000.
Yeah, I don't know. We might regret it as the season progresses. Mercedes not doing too hot. Latest, update to their cars and stuff. I know they were having issues hopping and stuff going down the track and everything else. I don't know if they've straightened that up this year or not. I haven't really had a chance to focus too much in on Formula One for this year. I know on that game that we played, you can test drive the Alfa Romeo for 2023 season. I'd love to go watch one of them races. They're quite expensive, man.
Yeah.
700 general emissions, out of control.
Well, the Indy 500's coming up soon.
Yeah, I mean, I will watch an Indy 500 before I die. I've been up to Indy before. We went to Angie's List and watched them race. This is back in 2012. Of course, I've been a Scott Dixon fan for years. And he's good, man. He's unreal good. He's been good for years. So we got another red flag condition here. Checking out the TrackMate. Paul Woosley's done 423. So he's down about 70-something laps from a normal race. Gerald Suttle there, one heat left to go, 391. Glenn Burden, 384 with one heat left to go. Guillermo's got 2 heats left to go with 357. That's your top 4 there. Guillermo there with 59.5. Highest average currently so far. Randy Kirkley with 58.3 there. Pretty close to him in second position. Just checking on the orange to see if anybody has commented on Twitch. Some reason or other our Twitch is not working. Paul's actually in here twitching. I think he might be seasoned out. His car or his truck's been involved in several wrecks. I think it might be going to his head. What do you think, Tom?
I think so.
Oh, Paul will keep you in stitches.
He will.
Especially when he takes one of them seats there in liar number 1 and liar number 2 seat.
Yep.
You know who liar number 1 is, don't you?
Oh boy.
Glenn Burton.
Yep.
He likes to sit right over there in the liar's chairs. That's what Glenn calls them. He says, it ain't the same without Paul. No.
Yep.
We have a good time, don't we?
We do.
We just don't take anything that serious. We just have a good time. I love it. I'm very thankful for this place, Tom.
Yep.
I thank the Lord every day for this place. I think He's going to make it better. Before it's all said and done, I think it's going to get better. Minute and 7 seconds left to go. These guys are getting down to the wire. This is heat 10 of 11 coming up. Gerald Suttle on deck. Brendan Dan in here playing rock, paper, scissors with himself.
Yeah.
Me and Tom still hanging out. Tom enjoying himself a blueberry lemonade. I just enjoyed myself a brisk iced tea, lemon. Down that thing like I usually do. These things are hard not to just down when they're cold. My favorite drink, by the way, I don't know if any of y'all are golfing enthusiasts, but when me and my brother, we go over there to the golf course there in Owensboro, the Pearl, I think is what it's called.
Which
man,
one?
we all in Owensboro.
The center one?
No,
Right.
that is Hillcrest.
Yeah, it's Hillcrest.
I think it's called the Pearl, or it's called. Maybe that's what it used to be called, and it's called something else. But it's out past 60.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the Pearl.
Okay.
And
Man,
then-
they got luxurious golf carts.
Yeah, that's the Pearl.
Okay.
They're a really nice golf club.
We go up there, man. 12 pack of these. Me and my brother. Before it's all said and done, we're peeing like crazy, hitting up the Porta Johns there, and just having a good time playing some golf. I caught him last week, and it was really bright and sunny. We was restocking for the shop, here. And I said, man, today would have been a great day to go play golf. It was like 72 degrees, man, and just a light breeze. It wasn't like nothing that would affect the golf ball. It's like, man, I wish you'd have called me earlier. I was in Owensboro. So, I don't know. I can't wait. I like golfing, man. Taking some time, going and golfing. It's not much like it, man. Golfing, you can just relax. You can be on teams with the guy you come with, and you don't have to battle him. It's just really relaxed. Now, my brother here in the past couple of years, he has gotten quite a bit more competitive.
Of course.
And he's been wanting to play against me. But I tend to be a little bit of a behind whenever I compete, because I take stuff too serious. I've always been that way. I remember back when I was a kid, man, this is not a badge of honor for me, but I'm human. Back in a kid, man, we played board games and stuff at the house, and if I'd get to losing or people would team up on me because I'd be good, I'd take that board, man, and I would yeet it. That's a double yeet. But yeah, I would, man. I'd take that thing and I'd
Throw it.
and then I'd get whipped. Because I come from a family, man, if you did something bad, man, you got spanked.
Yeah.
I guess it kept me out of jail more times than not.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, good life lessons. I still play board games to this day, Tom. You need to play with me, man. I'm not as based as I used to be. I'm not as hardcore. Okay. I like to play like storyboard games, man. I got one I'm really excited about. Frosthaven. It was a board game that was in Kickstarter for a little bit. It's a sequel to Gloomhaven, #1 board game in the world for a couple years. But they took all of the good stuff from Gloomhaven and they've moved it to this Frosthaven, and actually you can build, like while you're playing this board game, it's progressive.
Yeah.
Like you and your buddies get together and you're in a crew together, and as you do, like you can upgrade buildings in this town, and it's really sick. But it's like $400 right now because it's still just barely out of Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to play those board games, man. Another one of my real favorites is King of Tokyo. It's just like a not too serious type game, trying to take over Tokyo, and you're like one of the kanji monsters. It's pretty fun, kind of similar like Godzilla. I'll bring it down some night when we're not too busy, Tom. Man, you just throw down on some King of Tokyo.
For sure.
I got the black edition too. Comes with a couple extra things that adds to the game. Damage modifiers and stuff like that. I'm getting full-blown nerdy now. Can't help it.
One of my friends showed me a card game that he found. It's called Golf.
It's called Golf. Like the old card game you can play with like 52 cards, like cards, playing cards.
Yeah, just normal cards. Just normal deck of cards. Drop a set in the middle. You got 6 cards. Each person has 6 cards, and at the start you get to flip 2. Flip 2. Look at them. You want to get a pair.
Yeah.
It's basically like golf. You want to get a pair, even it out.
Uh-oh.
But you want to get a pair, and you can either draw one, and when you draw one, you look at it. If you want, you can. It's kind of like gambling at the same time. Is that you can the cards that are not flipped, you look at it. You can take one out, and you could switch it. But you flip that one, you put it back. And so all these cards, so it's like your normal numbers, like 8, they equal 8, and you get a pair, it equals to a 0. And with that, it's so your king. I think your king's. I forget what your king. I think. No, your ace is a -2. So if you get, so you can get an ace, that's your -2. So whatever your card is, -2, and you get pairs. It's a person with the lowest score.
Yeah,
Wins
it's
it.
fun like golf.
Yeah, it's fun.
Glenn Burton, first place right now as he finishes up his 8, 432. Paul Woosley, second place as he's done with his with 423. Guillermo in third place with 1 heat left to go with 416. And Randy Kirtley in fourth place with 407 with 1 heat left to go. Gerald Suttle with 1 heat left to go, 391. Brendan Dant, 379. Clay Dane, 377. Jay Latham, 369. 354 of Nathaniel Burton. All of these guys, 1 heat left to go.
Ghost 2 down there, 9 laps.
Yep. So Ghost 2 got himself 9 laps. Jay Latham came in, ran a few Ghost laps, enjoyed himself, got a little bit of practice in before he had to actually come in. So, like I said, shaping up to be a pretty good race. Not too eventful. Just that last heat, I don't know if you caught that, but I think I heard Nathaniel about lose control as he screamed Ryder.
Yeah.
Very, very loud. I heard it here in the booth. But Clay Dane let off the trigger, and then they were able to shut the track off without completely annihilating Nathaniel Burton's car up against the wall.
That's happened to a lot of us. It's happened to the best of us.
Now, after the race, we'll, of course, we're going to take the pictures and stuff. We'll have a updated point schedule within a day or so, and that'll be on the website, lanesraceway.com. You can check there for all of your series racers and the guys that you're rooting for. And after the math is done, you'll be able to see those points added comparative to their handicap, and then it'll be placed online, and you'll be able to see if your driver that you're rooting for has increased or decreased since we've started.
Deja vu.
Huh?
Deja vu.
Deja vu?
Yeah, I was on the queue on my side and I'm racing around these places.
Guillermo says deja vu. He's racing Randy again for the lead. We'll see if his luck will prevail this week. Last week, I believe Randy was able to take it. Now, I don't know after we factored in, let me check real quick, after we factored in the handicap, whether or not that was the case. So that was on the hold. So Guillermo did get it. After that, he was able to get 95 points from last week after the handicap, and Randy only got 80. Randy has yet this season to win because of the intermediate handicap. He has won lap for lap several times,
Yep.
but just because of the handicap, this has limited him. He is currently, I believe, though, in the lead in points, if I'm not mistaken, because he does stay relatively the same amount of laps. Now, this is probably going to help every single person that's here racing tonight because they're not turning as many laps. So essentially, this can turn their average handicap down a little bit. So if they do impressively better next race, that'll definitely increase.
It will.
Being that we've had everybody here, but maybe a couple people that are actually in the series, you're not going to see much of a change because everybody is running this race. And still yet, Thursday is another day that they can run backwards, and we'll see how many people come for that race. And it might be the rest of the people. If that's the case, you won't even notice a blip on the change. Man, that was weird seeing Jay Latham's car there on black just almost come to a stop there in Dead Man's Corner. Did you see that? Almost like he got hung up or something in the track. Strange to see. I will say this, I haven't seen anything like that. Did Nathaniel Burton maybe give him a love nudge or something?
I'm honestly not for sure what had happened there.
Man, that thing was, it looked weird, didn't it?
It did.
That's a first. I think too, just to progress the stream just a little bit further. Of course, I really enjoyed your time here, Tom. Having somebody to talk to makes it a whole lot easier. But I think maybe to progress it a little further, maybe put an actual subscribe sign that does it for all platforms, if that's possible. I don't know. It may not be possible. I might have to put 3 individual ones up. But to try to get more people involved and try to develop a slot car racing community or just racing community in general, because literally Lanes Raceway is more than just slot car racing. You know, I mean, we're pinball people, we're arcade people, we're VR people, we're Xbox people. I mean, if you can race on it, we're them people.
That's pretty much how it goes.
We like racing.
We do.
If we can get out back, we're going to be RC people too, or go-kart people.
That's true.
I just like racing. I like all different types of racing. I will tell you this. I don't know if you've ever raced go-karts, though, on the dirt.
Not on dirt.
But it's fun. I've raced a little bit of asphalt over there at French Lick with individuals.
I've done that too.
And it's a good time.
It is.
But racing like a bowed out oval dirt, something else, man. It's a good time. Now, of course, if you race full size cars or open wheels and stuff like Gabriel did and stuff like that, it's a whole lot faster and a whole lot more fun because there's a lot more you can do suspension wise. Whoa, as the car comes off, that's a blinker. About hits Jay Latham right there on White Lane. Guillermo Sire's car just straight up ramp right off the track. I get this all the time too. Need to put catching it up on the track. And I thought about it, but then I was like, what happens if I put a catch net up and somebody crashes on the high banks? We're going to crawl under the track to get it?
Get it? Or like, what?
Just watch yourself because I ain't putting the catch net up.
Yeah.
Try not to get maimed by flying FCR cars at an average of 20-something mile an hour. The Lexan, though, I mean, I've been hit with these full stop. And I'll tell you, they don't really hurt that bad.
Yeah.
It only hurts like if they hit you on the nails.
Yeah.
If they hit you in the hand, it don't really hurt. The Lexan really softens the blow.
Yeah.
.58 seconds left to go. I don't think Randy Carlos is going to be able to catch Guillermo Sire. He needs 6 laps. He needs Guillermo to come off again like he just did. The Guillermo's car running really true and fast tonight for sure. But there, car comes off on red. That's Gerald Suttles. I think it hits Clay Dane there in the guts. No, that's Paul Woosley.
That was Paul.
It hit Paul Woosley right there in the stomach. So he's experiencing some of the 20-mile-an-hour speedballs.
Yeah.
And another car hard hitting down there.
Can't tell who that was. I think it's yellow. No?
Blue lane, I believe.
Yeah.
That's Randy Kirtley. He's trying to push it a little too hard as he comes off yet again, causing half a J. It wasn't a full spectacle J, but half a J there, a little over half a J. Two racers still survived that.
Oh Lord, they're all lined up.
Yeah, we got a cluster going on now. 456 Guillermo Sire, Randy Kirtley 449. Brendan Dant holding down fourth place again.
Yep.
Can he keep Clay off his back, though, is the question.
I know.
He's got just a little bit. That's where the race is at right now, is between green and orange. Brendan Dant's doing a pretty good job so far holding him off. 26 seconds left to go. It might come down to the wire. I mean, they're right on each other. About a half a second difference between them. 13 seconds, or a quarter of a second difference. 8 seconds, still a quarter of a second. We get another wreck there, and Clay's able to take it. As it looks like possibly Brendan came off there.
I think he got caught in the wiggle.
So Brendan's going to have to, just a few more seconds, hopefully you get a coast to catch up with Clay. Both these guys similar when it comes to skill level. We get a stripped gear sound. That stripped gear being Clay Dane. Let's take a quick zoom in here on the oval cam. So we got Clay Dane.
He's up there top.
Dead man's corner.
Brendan's right back here.
And Brennan is, where's Brennan?
Is that race over?
Right there.
Brennan was on green?
Yep.
All right. So it looks like Clay's going to take it, but just barely. Give it another 2 seconds or so, and I think it would have been a different situation. But we're going to head over to the track mate here so you guys can see the final results. Guillermo Sauer, 473 total laps. Randy Kirtley, 468. Gerald Suttle, top three, 444. T, if you don't mind, get a picture of these guys.
She already did.
Oh, okay. No, I mean a picture of the guys. The first, second, third for Orange Track, first, second, and third for the Circle Track. Clay Dane there in fourth place with 433, and Brendan Dant pretty much in fourth place with 433. Just a small amount in difference between these two racers. What a race it's been also.
There's nothing in your camera.
I mean, one can say running the right way on the Circle Track is the right way.
It is.
I don't know though. We'll just have to wait and see if people want to start running that way. But as for now, we've still got one more opportunity to run this way, and that'll be Thursday. Tom, are you planning on trying it next Thursday?
You know, if I feel like if rebending my car back together, then probably.
Well, nonetheless, what a race it's been.
Yeah.
Tom, I appreciate you spending time with me here in the booth and helping me co-host. And any other time you got a little bit of free time, you want to come hang out, you know, it always comes with a free drink. And we can hang out, talk about drinks, talk about fishing, talk about board games,
Yep.
having a good old time. This is Donnie here at Lanes Raceway, Tommy T. Thank you guys for watching. God bless you.